Welcome everybody. We are going to dive right back into some more quarterfinal action of Battlegrounds Custom. Today will be the set between Lord Savage and Weasol. Going to be a long set, I was promised, so we'll see how things progress. But nonetheless, we're going to jump right in here. Just a second, let me pull up the information regarding map choices. Everything but that, of course. Alright, so Lord Savage banned Sunken Isthmuses and picked Lanes and Dry Lake as his home maps. Weasol banned Mott and Bailey and selected Arena Cove and Nomad Hubs. Should be very interesting. Alright, so on to the Civ draft, which we have right here in front of us, and they sent me the link so I can actually click on these lovely things and cross them out as we go. Lord Savage going to ban Berbers. First time we've seen that in a while. Highly recommend it. It's a good choice here. And then we have Huns, Portuguese, Vikings, who Weasol sniped, Italians, Koreans, Lithuanians, and Celts at random, I guess? Interesting. Nonetheless, then we have Weasol with banning Mongols, picks Malians, Saracens, Slavs, Byzantines, Mayans, Tatars, which were banned, and Sicilians. So, game one, as you guys know, is always going to be on Battlegrounds. And we're going to jump into that here in just a second, as soon as we can get Capture Age up and running. We will be trying to use Capture Age again this evening. We'll see if that works out for us. If not, we will always be able to go back to the standard availability of the in-game view. But nevertheless, the game number one between Lord Savage playing in the red down here in the south corner with Lithuanians, and then Slavs over here for Weasol. So, we're going to see what these players have prepared for this best of 5. Should be very interesting to see how things go. Just a forewarning to everyone watching, I was promised that these were going to be quite the lengthy set here, so I expect lots of close games going. It's going to be really interesting moving forward. But Battlegrounds, if you guys haven't seen this map, we've had it in a couple of our tournaments now, and game one for every set is on Battlegrounds. Very open. Start more towards the outside of the map here. Going to be very important to pay attention to the scouts for both, see what they're bringing in here. Weasol looks like he has brought in all of his sheep near his base, and actually a villager going out here for Lord Savage to grab the final 2. Both players headed into the middle, going to be able to find the additional herdables in the middle. That will be a good position for him. And actually he looks like he was headed out this way to make a lumber camp. A little bit of idle eco time there, but not too bad overall. As far as this matchup goes, Lithuanians obviously going to have better night line with the additional attack if even just one relic is brought in. But that in mind, relics only 3 spread out fairly evenly, maybe a bit closer to Weasol. Should favor him a little bit here, but Slav infantry is no joke. Something to really watch out for as this one progresses here. And it's going to be a very interesting Civ matchup here. I haven't seen this one, so he's not in this tournament. Weasol already getting some walls up here. Not really liking not walling to the gold, but tight walls, always a safe bet to keep yourself in good position. Nevertheless, going to be headed to the berries is Lord Savage. as a Vil just standing there creating that idle eco time to go up a bit more. Weasol still working on his boar, and he is getting some walls up, so he's going to be playing this a little bit safer earlier. Interesting, he actually went completely off of the boar to gather the sheep. I think that may have been a misclick there from Lord Savage. Not a big deal though. But very nice to see that we're still seeing some moves out here. And oh, a long boar lure coming in here for Weasol. Is he going to make it back though? No loom on this Vil. Going to be very close. Going to use this Vil to block. Excellently done. Well played, Weasol. Going to have a very fine position there for himself. Nicely played. What a warlord that was. Well played. Was not expecting that one to go well for him there, honestly. And it looks like Lord Savage's idle scout here, but looks like he will be moving it forward. And honestly, Weasol, with that boar coming in, going to have additional boar compared to Lord Savage right now. And I'm not sure who got the better of the herdables. Weasol sitting with a pretty good number still. Deer also still inside these walls here, so that could be a nice little touch for him. On berries as well. Both players, pretty good position. Somehow we have an additional population. Oh, it's even now, never mind. Very close. Lord Savage first to click up, 19 pop up, and then Weasol is going to be 20 pop, loom, and then up it looks like. So going to be up just a little bit later. Not hating that at all. I think that's a fine position for himself. He did wall this up a bit earlier than expected. Nice spot for barracks might be in between here and then walling, but we'll see. Weasol might not wall up at all over there. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Weasol is on his way up. Going to be a little bit over a minute slower, but again, not the end of the world. Having that additional boar, still has 3 sheep available compared to just the 2 here from Lord Savage. And Lord Savage is about to run out of his forageables, and Weasol still has quite a bit available for him. Even going to drop a few slab farms. Best farmers in the game. I don't mind this at all. Getting a house down. It's like maybe he's just going to wall to TC. Walls are starting to come up here for Lord Savage. He is going to have a pretty significant sized wall off here to begin Feudal Age. Should be getting some scouts out for him very shortly, as the stable is being built by 2 Vils and is going up on the front here. Double Bidax coming in. And Weasol does locate the base here, is going to see the Vils. Oh, he might even go after this one. Downhill hits. Not going to get the kill, but going to prevent the walls for a minute. Almost runs into the town center, but ultimately causes a little bit more idle time here. Prevented the wall up for a minute. Distracted his opponent as well. Stable coming up here for Weasol. Barracks on the front as well. So walls, walls, and more walls here for Lord Savage. Going to be obviously a little bit ahead with population right now. A little bit better economy behind it at the moment. Weasol only 1 villager behind, and the difference there I think was just the uptimes. But idle town center here for Lord Savage. His idle eco number is continually climbing as well, mostly because he's left a few Vils laying around on the walls. That's really hurting his eco. So that Vil lead not really doing him any good right now. On the way out to the mining camp, Weasol gonna play very safe with a few spears on the wood line. Is going to build a few scouts himself. Also an Idleville on the walls. Going to gold though, so would expect him to be on his way to Castle Age before too long. Lord Savage still doing pretty good for himself. Scouts going all the way out here, looking for his opponent, trying to find him out in the middle perhaps. I'm not really sure why this is here. But those will be moving. Weasel knows where his opponent is headed in this direction, and oh, he could get in. This could be a rough situation here for Lord Savage if these get in here. I love this. He's using the straggler trees to get his wood count up and dropping farms immediately. Weasel's farm count, few less right now, but nonetheless sitting at a fine position. It's only one less now, so. Scouts coming forward here as Capture Age has frozen on me. There we go. Back to the action. Couple vills still idle here for Lord Savage. These scouts need to come through. Whoa, he might think he's walled though. I don't think Lord Savage knows where his opponent is right now. He's scouting all over the map, has yet to hit with these. And 3 scouts, almost all full HP, going to be able to do a lot of damage here. Going to be quite a vill deficit here very soon, as at least a few vills should go down. Vill fighting here, not the answer you're looking for. A spear on his way back, but 2 vills down already, and Weasel's just going to take off here. It might even catch this walling vill. Yep. Does run off. Just runs around. Looks like he's going to try to sneak around. Thinks he's got his value out of him. A good, nice little raid here early on. Idling a lot of economy here for Lord Savage. Just not ideal. And interesting, we have a spear forward here for Weasel as well. Scout's still being very active, taking an unnecessary hit here though. And this pressure is going to be short-lived, but it did its job. Killed 2 villagers in the process, and if he's not careful, this spearman might actually take that vill. Nope, vill is microed back. Scout going to escape out the front though, so going to have one available for scouting. And then Lord Savage running right through 2 spears, almost losing a scout in the process. Very large wall off over here for Weasel, but he's going to be very safe with this economy back here. Weasel also electing to get blacksmith upgrades, so maybe a little bit more feudal pressure here. Something I really did not expect. I think that probably would have just been going up a little bit sooner, but nonetheless, things are sitting in a fine position. I think we're going to see a market here before too long, though, for Weasel. So he's got quite a bit of wood. We're going to be able to balance out the eco a little bit better. But this is going to be pretty heavy pressure here from Lord Savage. But we do have, what, 4 spearmen out for Weasel. So it should be in a fine position there as well. Lord Savage just being very patient with these scouts here. Weasel has 5 scouts, or 2 scouts to the 5 of Lord Savage. So, nonetheless, I mean, no matter what happens, I think Weasel's going to be happy with what he's accomplished here. He's got a 2 villager lead right now. He doesn't know it at the moment, but the idle eco time significantly less now for Weasel. Spear going to be headed to the outside. Probably just going to have to chase for a while. These should get through before that spear makes any contact. And it is going to be that indeed. But 4 spearmen here, and I don't see that going well for those scouts, as they're going to run into spears everywhere. And Lord Savage might even just head out the back. But he elects to stay around here seeing all those anyways. So, not a bad position for himself. Sorry about that, guys. I saw the music on in the background. A little distracted. I don't know if you guys heard it too well. It was pretty low. Castle Age on its way. Villager getting dive on here. But second stable actually coming up for Weasel. Both players are going to be in the Castle Age at roughly the same time. Ooh, nice little walls here from Weasel to keep himself very safe here. And on the backside, double walls coming up here for Lord Savage. Still the hole in the front, but wouldn't expect people to run through there anyways. But I don't think that these scouts for Lord Savage are doing enough damage here. Weasol has Bloodlines, Skill Barding already in, upgrades just now coming in here for Lord Savage. So Weasels are going to be with Forging as well, so just a little bit better on the upgrades. And the Spear going to get a Scout taken out right there. Knights should be following here very shortly, and Weasel's eco balance is very nice, same as Lord Savage. Lord Savage is getting Forging as well. I think the only difference was being those few vills down there for the minute or two, maybe affecting the pace of these upgrades coming in. And I believe we have an overchop in the south here that may be something to look for in the short future. As far as economy upgrades go, going to be evened up for the moment, but we're going to have Weasol coming in for Lord Savage. It's going to be knights for both players. Obviously, both players have good knights. Husbandry even going to be coming in here, as well as Blast Furnace. Iron Casting. Interesting that Weasol has gone for Iron Casting over the defense upgrade, but it's still a fine position for himself. His knight production is going to be a little bit behind because he got husbandry, but nonetheless will be able to run away from any fights he doesn't want to take. Overchop was noticed from Lord Savage, so he's sitting in a fine position there. Couple houses on this side for Weasol. Going to slow that process down a little bit is his goal. Chain Barding also on the way, as well as Pikeman. Weasol's got a lot of upgrades here. Quite a few more in than Lord Savage does, so any fight that Weasol takes here is predominantly going to be in his favor. But we do have the the infantry upgrade skill armor mail coming in, skill mill armor. And Weasol has a monastery up already, and has a monk going for a conversion on that knight. I think he'll get this one. No reaction for that. Conversion does come in. That's a pretty big conversion there. Scouts obviously pretty weak. Spears in there for Weasol as well. Only one knight remaining for Lord Savage in this fight, and monk is out here again, but not gonna get that conversion. Or did he get the conversion? I'm not sure if he got it there or not. It looked very close. Nonetheless, better upgrades for knights here with a pikeman. Gonna be chasing this away. Spearmen are not going to be near as good as that one pike. It's still going to be a fairly decent exchange, I think, for Lord Savage, but he's obviously going to lose this fight. This knight running in here is probably a mistake. Weasol's numbers are 11-4 militarily, and two knights right here are running back for Lord Savage. So, not a bad position at all. Knight's going to shift direction here and head right towards production buildings. Second upgrade for the pikemen coming in right now. Knight's going to be able to pick off at least a villager here. Pike will be taken out, so these vills in some danger, will have to run, but Weasol's resources and his number of military in the field, good production, constant production, wants to put a town center in the middle actually, and has a relic out here waiting to become in as well, so not a bad position at all. Lord Savage's eco looking solid behind us as well. He's actually ahead by one vill. Needs to probably move across to the map a bit to secure some positioning. But Weasol has a bit more upgrades, so obviously with that and more production, more military numbers out in the field, he's definitely in the favorable position, especially as these pikemen are about to clean up the rest of these knights here. It is realized, but two knights go down here. Rough position. Relic is coming back to the base. Might be sniped here, but it is going to be a lot closer than it would have been. So, There is that. And, ooh, a castle incoming here. So a bit of a forward castle from Lord Savage. That's a nice castle. I like it. I would have liked it a little bit more forward to secure this gold, but he will have pretty safe stone and gold at the same time. You know, it is a bit exposed at the moment. Weasel is headed out here, is trying to protect another monk out here as well, so Weasel really prioritizing. Oh, there was a knight in the back here, so maybe that's where some of the village difference has been occurring. Oh, castle's discovered, but castle's at 86%. Will this go up? Only one villager remains, and for now it's Doubt Castle. Oh, oh no! Weasel spots the castle just in time. Lord Savage not with the same upgrades. Two more villagers will die here. And Weasel is looking in a really good position now. If that castle would have gone up, it could have been so good for Lord Savage. Welcome, Lord Savage. Weasel and you are in chat, so feel free to banter within each other. No spoilers, though, guys. Oh, that's just painful. Meanwhile, second TC coming up for both, and Lord Savage's is not even on its gold. It's unfortunately just in a field. More units will probably go down here because these knights are going to be relatively uncontested here as more and more keep coming forward. Oh, so many villas have gone down for Lord Savage in the last few minutes. Finding that castle and being able to stop it, extremely good for Weasel. Oh, man. Quite a shame, quite a shame. Almost to 88.5%. Oof. Barracks denied, or stable denied on the outside. Military numbers 20 to 2 right now. I think it's just, yeah, lots of pike in the back here for Weasel to solidify the defense of his base. Interesting, no relics in. Monk is right there, okay. Couple knights defending this one, and oh no, Lord Savage, no! Oh, villagers are gonna go down on the gold. Looks like another 4 vills or so, maybe 5. Oh. This TC, I would have loved to have seen it on the gold. Pikeman upgrade just now coming in here. And you don't really want to be going into pikemen at this position. Weasel gonna put up some random house walls here. Scouts still being active here for Lord Savage. This castle, I don't think this castle goes up. I think Weasel just keeps attacking it. Honestly, I think the pikemen should be headed forward as well. Ooh. Just clicked on that stable. Light cab upgrade gonna be coming in here for Weasel, so I mean he should be clicking to imp any moment here. And Weasel's Ville's getting discovered in the middle here. Gonna potentially lose a few, which is very nice for Lord Savage. Needs to try to take out some economy. At least one goes down. I think the scouts will commit here. Nope, that one is saved. Knights also in here. Oh, they broke through the wall. Weasel's unfortunately attacking a building, but looks like... Did he patrol there? That's really weird. But, Eco running for Lord Savage. Castle still not going to be going up. Pikemen are now out and about, but only a few of them. Going to need quite a few to take this number out here if it's straight pikemen. Obviously getting the bonus damage, but lacking a few upgrades. At least one defensive upgrade right now. And, yeah, Weasel is gathering relics. He has 2 relics. Third one is right there. Scouts come over and are going to fight the Knights. Not going to be a good fight for them. Knights in the back here, not really doing a whole lot now, just delaying wood. And there comes the town center for Lord Savage on the gold, which I think should have been where this town center was placed to begin with. But very lucky here. Oh, and Weasel came out, or Weasel. Lord Savage came out with Vills and got it up to 91%. It's a true Doubt Castle now. And Imperial Age is on its way for Weasel. I don't know where we're gonna see. Masonry also on its way in. I don't know, there's a lot of pikemen here. I guess we're just gonna see Cavalier, and I would think Siege Workshop and Rams. Honestly, I think that's probably the best bet. Although he might switch into his own infantry here. I don't know exactly what we're going to see. And Weasel's just going to focus down this castle while losing a few knights to spears here. Lord Savage falling really far behind after this castle was realized. And it's going to be stable still, so we're going to see maybe just a slight cav spam even. Castle is not going to go down here. The pikemen are going to be coming over in number. Weasel electing to take the fight here. I mean, I guess it's a fine trade. He will be able to prevent anything from happening here still. But it was quite a big loss there. I would have expected him to pull back, but hey, he took the fight and was able to do just fine. Hitch coming in with the subscription 20 months in a row. Thank you, sir. Coming up on 2 years with the sub. Weasel in Imperial Age sending a bunch of bills forward here as this castle will crumble to the ground. Cavalier upgrade not in on its way just yet. No gold for that, but castle will be coming up here. Oh, and he's attacking the stable, so I don't even know if Lord Savage realizes that he probably could have prevented this for at least a minute. Cavalier upgrade gonna be coming in. Gonna be 25 Cavalier plus like 5 stable production. Gonna be over quickly here, I think. All we need is a Treb. And more production from Weasel, and this one will be going down. Cavalier hasn't even come in yet, and he's taking fight against pikemen efficiently. Hello, Knight. But yeah, I mean, sitting in a very good position here. Weasel took full map control, has Lord Savage in this corner, denied that castle, which was so nice. Actually going to add Scorpion here. I don't even think Scorpion's worth it here. But we'll see what happens. Lord Savage trying to expand out here. Honestly, 19... Hitch just joined for game 2. 19 Cavalier going to dive under the TC. Going to take fights against pikemen. Treb is coming here. And yeah, this TC is going to go down. Wouldn't be too surprised if the GG comes in here anytime. I don't see a way back at this point for Lord Savage. Sitting in a very rough spot, all stemming from this castle that went down here. Weasel luckily finding that just in time, denied it at 88%. Second attempt for Lord Savage to get it up. We got it up to as high as 91%. Weasel still taking it down. Trebuchet not in action. I guess probably won't even see it do much of anything as the economy is crumbling now as Lord Savage is losing villager after villager. No middle control is moving out here to get some stables up, but not going to be able to do a whole lot with stables. Pikemen doing their job though. Weasel losing a lot of numbers here, but he has traded off extremely well here. Another Treb going to be coming out. Blast Furnace is going to be coming in behind this, and then these will be fully upgraded Cavalier. Lots of idle time here yet again. Lord Savage just on the back foot of this one. Not sure. I think it was just a castle, honestly. I really think it was just this castle that he tried to place, and losing so many vills at that point. Yeah, Cavalier are everywhere. Scorpions are out. Treb's finally moving forward here. GG should be coming in here anytime. As more villagers are just going to go down here. Trebs are forward. I don't know where they're going, but they're forward at least. Weasel's just allowing his Cavalier to roam freely. I'm guessing he's just addressing his eco, or maybe he's dealing with this in the back here. Light Cav of his own, going to come out to deal with the Light Cav of Lord Savage. This is a nice play to have some forward building to produce from, but not going to be able to produce for long. Only 300 and something food. GG comes in as the Trebs. We're about to take out this town center. Lord Savage is waiting for Trebs. Yeah, I mean, gotta wait till he kills you, right? GG's. Well played, Lord Savage. That castle, cursed. It was cursed castle. 100% agree with your words there that you said. Rough position. Weasel, solid play. Just got super, super nice positioning on that castle at the right time. If that would have gone up, might have gone a little bit differently there. But nonetheless, well played from both. Weasel taking game number 1. Wow, 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 wow. We will be going to the statistics. Hitch is going to be joining us here shortly as well. He may already be lurking in the casting booth. Oh yeah, I definitely favor Slavs in this matchup as well. It's a very nice selection. Yeah, the KD tells a lot. Obviously, eco and stuff's gonna be way better. But GG's, well played. Welcome in, Hitch.
How the hell does this work?
Go on.
Ah, there right. Aki T, Aki F, economy text on statistics timeline. Okay. No, I just got pro.
Oh, well, aren't you fancy?
Yeah, well, because I don't know if you saw through that, but I sped up all the way through that game.
Yes, I
I got
saw.
all the way caught up with you, and it was the wrong rack. It was the Krinsky set.
Nice. Um, that's unfortunate, but nonetheless, you can join us for game number 2 here. I don't know if you've looked at the Civ draft, Hitch. Have it up on the screen now. And Lord Savage, you're in chat. So, did you just forget to pick your last Civ, or did you just not care? You randomly got Celts, so I'm curious what happened there. But Lithuanians losing to Slavs in game number 1. Home maps for those who weren't here. Savage home maps are Lanes and Dry Lake. Weasel has Arena Cove and Nomad Hub. So we'll be going to either Lanes or Dry Lake. Any Civs predictions for you, Hitch?
I'm not yet caught up to speed enough to worry about that.
All right.
So
Well,
no.
I would expect to have a good game regardless. We'll just jump into game number 2 whenever you're ready. Let me know.
Yeah, starting early on me tonight. Okay.
Yes, I was. I was
Yeah,
told
cool,
this is a
cool.
lengthy set.
I am at 5 seconds.
I am as well. And I'm at 7. So tell me when you're at 7. Just go.
Good, go.
Okay, Lane's coming in.
All right, Weasel, Hun, Mayans, and Lord Savage Huns. All right. We've seen Huns on this map before. Was that also from Lord Savage then?
I can't remember. I've casted far too many games. Nonetheless, for those just joining us, lanes obviously pretty self-explanatory. You have 3 lanes. You start in the middle, you can chop your way out to one side or the other. But very snowbally civs have some advantages here, and I feel like it's a favorable matchup for Weasel here with Mines.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Huns. Oh no, you're pausing out again. Your stream's fucked up.
Of course it is. Why not?
Yeah, I'm like already a half minute ahead of you again. Great. Maybe I should just jump off again.
Well, I will just bail on capture age. That's all. All right. What time are you at in game?
I'm at 155.
All right. I'm at 206. So let me know when you're there.
Yeah, your stream's showing like, yeah, it's all messed up. Okay, I'm at 206.
3, 2, 1, go. All right. we're gonna do this the old school way then. Capture Age being problematic. It kills my streams. Don't know what is going on with it, but overlay gonna look a bit weird, guys. Not gonna lie.
So a little unfortunate for Lord Savage here, having ran out of time for that last pick on the Civ draft, but you could do a lot worse than Kelt. Honestly, Kelt, even on this map, not a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a fine choice. If it was drafted to get that randomly, probably better than some civs, honestly. So, not a bad position. But yeah, I don't know where you'll use them. If you use them, we'll have to wait and see. Huns, no houses required here. Probably going to be pretty beneficial. Going to be able to hopefully invest into a little bit of early walling potentially.
Yeah, walls are nice on this map. This is the thing with Huns is, and tell me if I'm wrong, because you know, you know some of the stuff more than me, but Huns just strong in the middle of the game kind of civ, but I feel they fall off.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, post demp.
It's a very hefty gold investment, I think, is the issue. All of your good units are gold units. Yes, you do get some trash. Skirmishers aren't too bad, but I think not really a real eco bonus other than houses. You know, that's debatable as to how good that is. On the other side, though, Mayans, everything, resources last longer, cheaper archers. I mean,
Idle Bill here from Lord Savage, just it feels a little bit sloppy for that wall up.
yeah, I mean, I think we saw a little bit of that in the last game as well. Probably he's too distracted to bring in this boar here, so not too bad. But
Looking at the map, though, very, very favorable map for Lord Savage. He definitely got the favor of the random gen on this one.
yeah, absolutely, all of his res is behind his, except for one 2-style stone, which I don't even think is his. I think it's just
No, it is. We split it up. There was only one 4-tile before,
okay.
which kind of made it real bad if it was forward. So we split it up to make it a little bit safer. Hitches, man. Weasel, if my maps hate you, you must be really struggling in this tournament. Only Kato's looking out for you.
Well, nonetheless, neither player elected to start chopping a wood line to one of the lanes here, going for the closer option, one of these small wood lines. But what do you think about this? I've seen this map, and I haven't seen anyone go for the wood line on the outside. Do you think it's just worried about that idle time to get the vills over there, not being able to protect them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense for your first one. In Dark Age, it's all about efficiency. It's all about speed.
Weasel
I
loses his eagle
oh,
here.
Yep, that's unfortunate. I mean, fortunately, if there's any map that you're okay losing your scout on, it's this one. But you still don't want to be in that position. But yeah, I think it's all about that efficiency and idle time. I think your first lumber camp on one of these small wood lines makes sense. You know, unless the big wood line's really close to you by the gen, but which it shouldn't be a fixed position. But whatever. Second wood lumber camp should definitely be on one of the sides.
Yeah, absolutely agree. You have to help me with upgrades and stuff. My overlay is kind of broken, so I have to restart the game after this one. But
No problem.
really early walling here for Weasel, sitting at what is this, 22 pop? Not a bad position for himself.
Yeah, both players on the way to feudal. Both players walling early in feudal age, getting started with the walls.
Yeah, quite big wall off really. It seems deceiving. It's, in my games when I played the practice games on this map, I felt like it was going to be a quick, easy wall off. It's very deceptive. It does take quite a bit of investment here.
The size of the tree lines here do make it not as easy as you might think. I mean, like, look at Weasel's base. That's such a big, long wall off, and there was no way to make it really shorter or easier for himself. That said, once you do get the wall up, I think it's easy to defend. There's only one angle you have to worry about. Even, you go archers here, you don't have to worry about your archers not being able to get to where they need to be, which you can struggle with on a more open map.
Yeah, it can be quite defensive here. Lord Savage, unfortunately, I don't think he's scouted everything here. He's got a very awkward gate up here in the north, but nonetheless, we'll see what he's doing there. Weasel does get fully walled off before the scout even gets in. No barracks up yet. It is coming though, so archery range will be a little bit behind. Stable just now getting dropped here for Lord Savage as well.
Yeah, the feels like a very weird wall from Lord Savage. We know we've seen him play this map before, I believe. We know he knows the map, so that must just be a distraction or something. But it's not going to hurt him.
Absolutely, and yeah, Knight's in chat saying that we saw him go for that wood line, but that was not in the tournament. It was just a show match. So I was referring to just the tournament. We've only seen, I think, 3 games on this. This being the 3rd or 4th. So nonetheless, I'm looking forward to seeing how this develops. And while we are talking about Knight, he's signed up for the next round, which is a 1400 max bracket, and that will be starting. The official date for registration closing is May 13th. So immediately following that, we'll have brackets out on the 14th, and players will be able to start scheduling. And it's going to be a whole nother bracket involving a cast of everyone that we haven't seen yet. So looking forward to that.
One extra scout out by Lord Savage feels weird. I mean, you're not going to be able to get in with scouts here unless you add archers to help. It feels like a weird use of food. He's only went for 1 additional, so.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, he probably just
Weasel,
thought he could pressure a little better.
yeah, and Weasel already with 2 ranges isn't going to let that happen.
Yeah, good thing for Lord Savage though. He didn't invest into like 4, 5, 6 scouts. It's just the 1 additional, so should be in
Yeah.
a fine position still to get up relatively quickly here.
Yep, and Lord
Honestly,
Savage now going to that outside wood line like you wanted.
yeah, I think it's definitely beneficial. It's gonna be important to find out which side each player goes for. Weasel yet to move out. Obviously investing all his wood into archers and the 2 archery ranges. So we'll see what happens though. Now, we haven't
Absolutely.
really seen players take advantage of the additional lanes as far as chopping through quickly to tower on the opponent's side. Do you think that's something we're going to
Yeah,
see in higher brackets?
no, not really. I mean, it's not like Shaded Pond. Shaded Pond, you have to chop through 2 trees to get in. This is a row of 5 trees. It is not a joke to get through that. So you're not looking at feudal aggression there. I do think there is some value to if you get in first and you know it, put a tower up to stop them from getting through. Makes
Yeah,
perfect sense, but that's more of a Castle Age play to harass their villagers.
yeah. I'm honestly surprised we didn't see a forward tower on this main gold here for Weasel. It's super exposed. There's even a hill
Um,
there.
yeah, definitely from Lord Savage.
Yep.
He knew he had the scouts. He had there are a lot of archers here. It might have been able to be stopped, but you could do it at the bottom of the hill and still range the vills and still be safe from the archers. So I don't think it was a mistake, but yeah, it is always an option when someone walls up with a, that's 7 tiles of gold, right? Or yeah, 7 tiles of gold, very exposed.
Yeah,
But
skirmisher numbers not going to be enough here to actually deal with the archer numbers from Weasel
yeah,
here.
but 3 skirms with scouts, and it makes it better. It's not like just 3 skirms, 4 skirms, and but no upgrades. I mean, Weasel has fletching, but other than that, no military upgrades here
Yeah, I
for
think
either
Weasel's
player.
getting archer armor as well at this time, so
He is. He also has wheelbarrow coming in now. Um, so both players getting wheelbarrow now. Both players both their first wooden food upgrade. So
yeah,
just
Weasel
about what
gonna
you'd
pick a
expect.
Vill on the front here as Lord Savage was attempting to double wall. Forward on the gold now with the skirmishers, but now he needs those back at home to defend from this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd leave one, but yeah, you deny the gold. Now this is where the map gen, as Weasel said, that hates him, is going to come into play a little bit because he only has one truly safe gold back behind his walls, whereas Lord Savage is completely guarded on his golds here.
Yeah, Lord Savage panicking into a tower here as well. A bit of an awkward one as well. I'm not a big fan of that one.
No, I honestly I like it. I mean, it secures that whole left side from archers, um, do a CC, maybe a little bit more to the left so it can defend a little bit better. But I like it. You know, if Weasel has to go all the way around to attack the other side, that's not where the Goldvilles are. That's not where the Lumberjacks are. Like the tower makes sense because his whole eco is right behind there.
Yeah, nicely done though. Weasel is going to push that back, or Weasel's going to get pushed back. Lord Savage is going to go to clean it up. Going to drop a stable in that position. Still with the forward military here, and archer numbers quite significant. Scouts just now turning around to interact with the fight.
Hill advantage, a little bit of a hill advantage for the skirms, but now they lost it. This isn't a great fight for Weasel.
Yeah, but not by any means. He lost quite a few archers. Probably going to lose the rest of these here. He's just pacing back. I think he double-clicked his ones in his base and actually clicked the ones forward as well, unfortunately. But skirmishers, is that really the ideal unit you want to be going for at this time for Lord Savage with Eagles available?
I mean, I'd argue your Huns, you're going to want to be going Cav Archers almost certainly. Might as well go skirms because you're getting the right upgrades then.
Yeah,
What else do you do?
Oh, Town Bell. Okay, just to get his food in for Castle Age. It's like, what is he hitting Town Bell for right now? Yeah, Eagle's gonna do a great job here against the skirmishers, though. Nothing really to deal with that. Just skirms. He might even walk into his base here and... Okay, he left a few behind. So, sitting in a fine position. Both players on the way to Castle Age, it looks like. Yep, and it looks like Weasel's just going to be up a little bit faster. I do apologize to anyone who just joined us. Capture Age is broken for me. It's just not working with my PC. And then it also screws up my regular overlay. So we will be getting that fixed in between games. So, thinking Cav Archers for Huns here.
You gotta play to your Civ strengths, right? And that's definitely the strength of them. Now that said, Huns do not get champion, but they do get two-handed swordsmen. So maybe that's an option. Maybe you get you do get the first two armors. You don't get the last armor. You do get all the attacks. So they're not strong two-handed swordsmen, but two-handed swordsmen are better than nothing if Eagles late game are the issue.
No, I agree. And I love what we're seeing, actually. Lord Savage is electing to stonewall over here. I actually sent the Ville away. You wall in his tower with palisades. Interesting choice. But I actually really like the stone walls there, and I would love to see them more on this map. I feel like stone walls are going to be really important, actually, to defend, especially like we were talking, like civs like Britons, Celts, anything that has like somewhat of a snowball siege pike, or slow pushing civ.
First upgrade here for Lord Savage is heavy plow, which I just don't agree with. You get elite skirm here, get knight armor, get just anything military you need right now when you're under a little bit of pressure here. Heavy plow takes a while to pay off.
Yeah, I think he actually canceled it if it didn't get completed, but elite skirm is in behind with it. Okay.
Yeah, but now he's lost the numbers now, but it's fine. He's got some knights out. Weasel's gonna have to be a little more careful till he gets some more numbers here.
Yeah, he was able to push it back as well.
Yeah, Knight Skirm could definitely work here, as Knights alluded to. I think Knight Skirm or something like Cav Archer, two-handed. And the two-handed aren't great, but against Eagles, I mean...
I don't think two-handed is an option here, honestly.
It's not. It's just so hard. Eagles are so hard for Huns, are they not? Like, it's just...
Well, I think that's why you just have to go Nightline.
Yeah, but they're Eagles, even there though, they're not awesome.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but if there's no pikes in the mix, it shouldn't be too bad of a trade.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see where he takes it. He has safe res. I'd love to see him get another TC up. He needs to get enough of a lead. He needs the lead here, right? Castle Age is where his window is for his best opportunity for victory. The longer the mines go, the stronger they're going to get in this scenario, in this matchup.
Yeah, and I mean, Eagles, Mayan Eagles, they're going to be great, especially if we see Eldorado come in, a tech that we haven't even seen in this tournament. Probably not in any of our tournaments, honestly. Uh, but both players sitting relatively even on eco. It looks like 47 vills apiece. I can barely see it on my screen. But good military mass for both here.
Now, Cal Zero saying Siege Knight beats all. The issue here is that Huns only get Maganel. So they do get Siege Ram. So Siege Ram could help in his against all the
+2
archers.
is going to complete with the archers exposed. Skirm's going to be helping out in the fight as well. This is a really bad fight for Weasel. Lord Savage is going to have a nice victory lap here after this fight.
Yeah, lots of weak archers. Yeah, this is a great. Now, if he can keep Lord Savage from seeing the castle, it might not be a complete loss.
Yeah, it's a really weird castle spot. I guess it secures his gold.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
all the archer mass going to go down, and
yeah.
not ideal.
Well, right. Very unfortunate for Weasel, but there is a silver lining, and that's he did drag Lord Savage away from that castle, so that castle will go up unopposed, which secures a much needed gold for him, and also buy some space on the front for that main gold as well.
Yeah, I think we're seeing an eagle switch here. I don't like it at all, actually. I think you need to keep with the crossbow production, and he's trying to tech into eagles, and he's already in the base with these knights. Skirms can walk in here as well. I feel like this is a rough time to be transitioning to eagles. And yeah, actually, the TC already garrisoned here for Weasel. He's worried about it. Knight's gonna be able to pick off quite a few villagers here. Eagle's gonna go behind and pick up the skirms, but forward vills incoming for Lord Savage as well.
Great damage here from Lord Savage. He almost has the stone. He can probably buy it for this castle, and there he does. He bought 100 stone. So castle on that gold, absolutely brutal split positioning for Weasel here. Do you want to pause it to fix your overlay?
I have to restart my game.
Oh,
So-
okay. Well, never mind then.
I don't think this is gonna go on that much longer, that we can't suffer through this unfortunate incident. But yes, I do apologize. The overlay is quite rough, but
Now here's something you always hear about is the risk of going Imperial too early, and I think Weasel's fallen into this. He's on his way to Imperial, both next to no military on the field. All of his gold miners exposed. What does he get out of this?
yeah, I think this will be GG soon, honestly. Imp, not going to buy anything. Idle time, you'll have to give me the time on the idle. But villagers have been in this TC for the last 2-3 minutes. Multiple
Yeah,
vills.
we're up to 40 minutes for Weasel, double what Lord Savage has had throughout this game, and he also has Idleville sitting under that castle. So, awesome play from Lord Savage. Like we were all talking in chat. We were talking here. Definitely favor favor Mayans in this matchup on this map, but Lord Savage didn't care, and he's made it work for him.
Yeah, I mean, the really awkward thing is Weasel's going to be in trouble, but at the same time he's trying to push with plumed archers and a ram.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not over for him, but I think the eco deficit is going to be too massive.
Yeah, 61 vills to 42 right now, and military is 27 to 12. So Weasel is behind. Maybe like if he had the stone to put up a castle on this hill in his base or something, maybe it would help. But all these vills on stone about to get decimated by knights. Knights raiding the farmers. The knights will probably be on this wood line before long. Terrible position for Weasel.
Yeah, do you think a little too much too soon? I really hate the transition time here for Weasel. Going into Eagles, not something that you can do while you're being pushed.
Absolutely. He needed to keep those archers home. He didn't have enough He knew he didn't have enough archers to fight knights yet. He should have stayed at home, massed up archers. Went up to imp when he could, got arbalest, and then that. I think the eagle switch for Mayans is an imp post imp move.
Yeah, I mean, plumes are in, and they are no joke here. But I think as soon as the knights get transitioned back, all the new production gets switched to the back.
Oof.
Weasel won't have any eco left here.
Husbandry only now coming in for Lord Savage. Not that it has hurt him here. But yeah, I mean, these plumed archers definitely earning their reputation as an awesome unit. But as you know, 6, 7, 8 knights come back, these archers are not going to last long.
Yeah, and he's done a decent job with these. It was a nice little attack to get him in there, maybe hoping to buy himself a little bit more time, but I don't think Weasel realizes he's as far behind as he is right now. He should, but
I think he does know, as his only TC is about to go down with another Mangonel shot here, and he knows he knows he's behind. He only has 12 vills. He knows he's behind.
can't see the Vil count, so
Yeah, so it's 57 vills to 11 now.
okay, okay,
Weasel
it's
knows his
clear then.
position.
Okay, all right, well, I'm
May,
just gonna fast forward then, because
why? Okay, yeah, you go ahead. Sure,
I
why not?
I can't even fast forward. I can't even find it. So there we go. But I expect the GG to come in here really soon, and there's really no coming back from being in Imp, but with only 12 vills compared to what you say, 50 or 60?
Yeah, 60 vills for Lord Savage. Still no TC for Weasel. I don't even know where these vills are. Actually, I lied. He has a TC by his castle. He has some wood. He has some lumberjacks. He has some farms there. But Lord Savage knows about it now, so it's not going to last long.
No, no, GG's in on me. Um, but yeah, guys, I kind of said fast forward because it was definitely over there, and I have to restart my game here. But all in all, I think the problem for Weasel trying to do too much too soon, clicking Imp.
It's Yeah, it's not doing too much too soon. It's just the transition. I think that like you said, the transition's just way too early. If he had
Yeah.
kept his Here's the thing: is if he had been cautious with his archers, if he kept matching up his archers and playing defensive, staying on the hill, staying near home, he could have clicked up to imp as early as he did.
Yeah. I
Problem
don't
one was
think
not the
Mayans are
Mayans.
the issue.
No, Mayans are great, Weasel. Did it not everyone here? Did anyone prefer Huns over Mayans? I don't
No,
know.
I don't think so. I do not think so. But I gotta load up my game here, guys. And while we do that, I will switch to the draft here. So we have a Huns victory, Mayans loss. So set is at 1-1.
1-1, and we move on to Weasel's first home map of the set.
Yeah, let's just pull up his home maps. Home maps are Arena Cove and Nomad Hub. So we'll see what he picks first here. But again, guys, sorry about the awkwardness of that caster at the end. Capture Age really screws up my PC, like, I'd say at least 50% of the time. So I'm guessing it's just potato PC problems, but um, we'll just continue with the in-game options. So going into either Arena Cove or Nomad Hubs, I think we've seen Weasel play both, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe it's just Arena Cove.
No, I'm pretty sure we've seen him play Nomad Hubs. He's probably played more rounds of more maps of these tournament maps than anyone else, unless we have some secret person we don't know playing just tons. He's been dedicated to this.
Gotcha. I'm just loading into game, making sure my overlay is working. It is, in fact, working. So I will be at 5 seconds hitch. You can let me know when you're ready. Game 3 will be on Nomad Hubs, guys.
I just figured out how to open up the timeline for this one, so I'm considering me very happy.
Very good,
Uh,
very good. Nomad Hubs, for you guys who don't know, we have
I'm
a.
ready.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay.
Nomad Hubs, we have this dark, gravelly terrain that has obviously the minerals near it or in it. It's going to be
Yeah,
more
gold.
resourceful with 1200 gold per pile. Then we have the wood hub, which is the bog terrain with the mangroves. Each tree has 250 wood available. And then we have the green, or the deserty terrain, which is food hubs, a little bit additional food there. So
Yeah, extra
really
forward
important
bushes,
for
deer,
his
and
town
boar
center
there.
position.
Yep.
Weasel is going to drop his town center in the north in a mineral hub. Not a bad position. He has found quite a few sheep with all these villas blocking all the way across the map really here. And Weasel and Lord Savage, villagers in the south just passing. Lord Savage yet to drop his TC. Going to be interested to see where he places it. And, well, he's going to place it right there, and Weasel's going to know the exact location. His villagers were still in the line of sight of that town center. Kind of a interesting position to start. I don't mind it, really. He's got quite a bit of hunt available. He has found a good bit of herdables as well. So his food eco going to be very important here. Lord Savage selected Koreans, and on the other side we have Saracens. So at this point, I feel like Koreans are, in a better position, which I said yesterday, and then we saw nothing from, who was it, Krinsky?
Not Krinsky. Krinsky's the one who no, it was
Krinsky.
Krinsky. It was Krinsky.
And
Yeah.
Krinsky had great towering opportunities to keep a Britain player out, and just did not deliver there. So I'm worried for Lord Savage with the Korean pick because I have yet to see a Korean tower.
That said, I love the Korean pick on this map. I think any having strong towers is good for any civ on this map. There's so much map to control. It's really quite an extremely open map. All said,
Yeah.
so having that ability to get a little bit of control in feudal and castle age, I think, is huge.
Yeah, I think that the fact that we have an archer civ on the other side, I mean, Saracens can do other things, obviously, but
Of course.
Getting the additional, the new upgraded, not that new anymore, I guess, but getting all the defensive upgrades on cavalry units, pretty huge. Additional wood discounts as well. So, going to be very interesting to see how this one's played.
We've commented on the Korean strength here. The Saracen's biggest strength on this map, the market. Weasel's dropped himself on a gold hub. He has two, two 6-pile golds there. Each was 1,200 gold per pile. He can abuse the market all day long if he needs to.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Scouting looking to be pretty good for both players here, but I think Lord Savage has quite a bit more. He did travel quite a ways with those vills, and is still using sheep to scout, which is very nice.
Yeah, so looking at the map overall, I think both players should feel pretty good about their overall resource position. Weasel has bog train wood hubs behind him, so his wood situation will be secure long term. Lord Savage has wood secured. He has a nice gold hub behind him, safe. Because the food hub's nice early on, but late game, I don't think the berries and the hunt matter so much. And we're not even near any food hubs, so I think the game's going to stay on this northwest part of the map, on the top left part of the map. And it could go long. Both players have tons of gold available, tons of food, tons of wood. It could go long.
No, absolutely. It's going to be a very interesting set between these two. Obviously, we're already in game 3, but I feel like I like Weasel's position better, just because of the Saracen market, as you alluded to. But I still think that Lord Savage has a good map position. He just needs to be on one of those gold piles safely. What are you worried about here, Knight, talking about casters ignoring you? Koreans should preferably here, but they do struggle against strong cav units. Yeah, but we're not against strong cav units, so I'm not too worried about it. Not trying to ignore you, but we were just debating it, that's all.
We're talking about Weasel here, so you can't rule out full Mameluke play for some reason.
Yeah, that's true. Weasel's a memeler, so we could definitely see it. I think Scouts is the play, though, to open. I think with how open the map is, Scouts is definitely going to be the play. But you think we're gonna see that by any chance?
Yeah, I mean, Saracens have. They could go either way. I mean, they still have a decent archer line. They're still known for that archer bonus. Um, and I feel like archer bonus against buildings tend to be strong on nomad maps. To take out the buildings a little bit easier makes such a difference.
Yes, I agree. I really love that Lord Savage is taking advantage of his resources nearby as well. He's already on the berries, bringing in a boar from the north of the bog terrain and from like the food area here to his right. Also going to be headed out to mill the huntables, which is nice. Weasel still sitting on a ton of sheep, and he's got a lot of resources near him. I do love these walls coming up for Weasel in the front. Just like that
Yeah.
he's preparing himself and trying to keep something safe with that gold going to be there. It's going to be a very safe area if he can wall that in. So
Knight. Yes, this version of the map was updated so that stone now, instead of spawning in the gold hubs, it only spawns in the grass in between the hubs, and there's a lot less of it on the map than there was before.
yeah, there
So
was
it
a
is the newer
major
version.
concern about civilizations going for fast castles into castle units. So
And just castles everywhere, from what I hear.
yeah, Don Johns. You name it. If it's made of stone, people were not happy with the map how we had it with the stone, and I think it's a fine change. It makes stone a more valuable resource to have to try to control.
I think it also gives a little bit more depth to the map outside of the hubs. There's a reason to go out there a little bit more.
Yeah, it was the one strat used against Funky. Yep, sounds about right. But nonetheless, both players in a fine position. Weasel on his way up already. Lord Savage not even clicked. Just now clicked. According to the
Yeah,
map.
so of course, yeah, yeah. So Slateville lead obviously here for Lord Savage, but he's going to be up later. So Knight does have his barracks up. So the question: will he drop an archer range stable? And if he goes to stable, he'll have a lot more of a chance to do some damage before Savage can get up and get spears out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, timing's going to be very important here. Weasel does have a pretty safe eco though, right around the town center for everything. Those walls, I really like the walls. It's going to be a stable for sure from Weasel. And Barracks is up in the front for Lord Savage. Maybe just going to play Spear Defense? Which honestly,
I
a lot of his eco is safe.
I don't see why you wouldn't. The only thing I don't like about Lord Savage's position is with those stone changes, he does not have any stone terribly close, which I feel like is a negative for a Korean player.
Yeah, I think the closest one's in the back corner actually. Oh no, there's one to his right. It's not too far away. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, playing against Saracens, I don't think that war wagons are really the play, but
No.
I think a castle to solidify defenses or any towers to solidify a position or push with could be extremely valuable. Weasel up first and already
Yeah.
has 2 scouts available in the
2 scouts
pairs.
available and an archery range coming up. So Weasel definitely looking the pressure here.
Yeah, potentially scout skirm to start, maybe. Blacksmith even coming up as well. Weasel's trying to expand rapidly here. Lord Savage does go out here to the stone. Might be spotted here in a second, but Weasel going the other direction.
Yeah, I think the stone is key here for the Korean player. I think having like this first tower going up, it's spears are being produced, so maybe these will, yeah, spear coming in, these vills will be okay.
Yeah, good position.
Um,
I like the
yeah, yeah,
tower.
yeah, exactly. Tower secures the front of the base, makes all of Weasel's attacks are going to start from that angle, so that's nice to have that up. Being on stone, it's a tower to just provide flexibility. You don't need to worry about castles, not necessarily talking about war wagons, but just towers to delay and funnel Weasel to where you want him is going to be an advantage here.
Yeah, I feel like Knight gets offended when I say that we shouldn't be seeing war wagons right here due to his comments in chat. I just mean that it's not really going to be much of an option in this specific game, given he's not going to be able to have a ton of stone income. I
I mean,
personally love war wagons, but
there is enough stone on this map to go at. I mean, each one of these three pile stones has enough stone for almost 2 castles. So castles are an option. Castle unique units are an option. You can do Mongols here and get away with it. Like there's no lack of stone on this map.
no lack of. It's just I don't think that's what we're going to see. Obviously, it's feudal play right now. I don't think we're going to switch into that and then switch immediately into war wagons by any means.
I think the Koreans have options here, but ultimately though, Halb war wagon or Tower war wagon can be hard to deal with for the Saracens. I mean,
yeah.
Even throwing Halb in, I mean, the Koreans do have that discount on wood cost for military units, which makes the cheap Halb or even cheaper. So I don't dislike war wagons at all in this matchup. It's not like you're talking about playing against Lithuanians or Franks with war wagons.
Yeah, and Lord Savage doing a really good job with these scouts. Haven't really talked about it much. We've been in this debate, but really doing a good job to try to distract, create idle time. Almost picked off a Vil here from Weasol. So Weasol going for some big walls here. What do you think about this? He's really gonna try to wall up like the entire corner of the map here for himself.
I don't hate it. I almost commented on it several times before, but this map is not. This is not a very wallable map as a general. Nomad hubs is not easy to wall, but
Lord Savage
Weasel's
catching out.
Ooh yeah, villagers cut out. The Vil's not enough to deal with that many scouts. No, not many upgrades. Just fletching on these archers. The spear will be enough to scare scouts away. It's hard to wall this map up. It is not a very easily wallable map, but Weasel has about as good of a position as you can get, being kind of in the corner and having these 2 bog hubs behind him, or these 2 wood hubs behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of idle time. I mean, maybe you can allude to how the different idle times are hitched with Capture Age, but not a bad position. These scouts buying a significant amount of time here for Lord Savage, keeping all of Weasel's military at home, doing a really good job of managing that.
Yeah, Weasel's definitely had a little bit more idle time here, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, Archer Switch is coming in for Lord Savage behind this as well, so I really like that play.
Yeah, fletching coming in, archers being produced. Second tower up on the front, really protecting that forward gold. I'm going to check here. Oh, he does know about the gold in the back.
Yep. Lord Savage does pick off another Vil here, losing 2 scouts in the process, though. A bit of an exchange that's not exactly great, but still picking off a Vil, getting another Vil ahead is always a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You might be starting to think in Lord Savage's position here that these scouts aren't going to give you much value for long. There are already spears out. There are already archers out. It might be best to sacrifice them to get a Vil kill if they're not going to be able to do anything long term.
Absolutely. Very important, though, that Vil did go down. It was the Vil building the market, so market not yet up. Vil just now headed back that direction to finish it. Probably bought Lord Savage a good bit of time to hopefully get up around the same time, but he seems very far away from it.
Yeah, Weasel here with only 200 food, but nearly 1,200 gold. Definitely easy to assume that he's planning on abusing that market and getting up to Castle Age here.
Yep, and I think that's definitely the play here with all this gold on the map. And it's going to be coming in. He will probably use the market to go up. Will be, looks like a villager ahead, so not a bad position at all. Weasel's getting walls up early. It's really paid off, too. I think he's definitely found himself a nice position back here. Not fully walled either, but, I mean, the push for Lord Savage is going to be archers here soon. And interestingly enough, Weasol also moving out at the same time as Lord Savage. Lord Savage has fletching and padded archer armor.
Yep.
Only fletching for Weasol.
I do not like Weasol going forward here. You've clicked up to Castle Age. Why go out and risk these archers before getting crossbow? I don't love it.
Yeah, and I really like what we're seeing from Lord Savage. Korean towers are going to be 3 up on the main gold in the front, putting 1 up on the stone right now. Archers also went forward for Savage and picked off a Vil there on the gold.
Oh, Weasel. That's a great way of talking about it, Weasel. Moving on from that, though, yeah, the tower play from Koreans, I like it on this map because this map is all about securing the piles of res. There's lots of res to take on this map, but it is not easy to protect, and these towers make all the difference. That gold is safe, and that gold will last for a very, very long time. The tiles he's taking from are only now dipping below 1,000 gold on them, so he could take this gold for probably most of the rest of the game.
He will. With the free guard tower and keep upgrades for Koreans, there's nothing that Weasel's going to do to take that position away. Unless he decides to drop a castle, which he's not even on stone. Closest stone for him is actually exposed closer to that. But Weasel is doing a good job of taking out a house and a few farms right now. So
Yeah. I mean, hey, you have the Saracen bonus, use it, right? Now Weasel has a, only about half a minute advantage in Castle Age, so don't think he's going to get a whole lot of advantage out of it. But Bodkin and Crossbow coming in, these archers still haven't been dealt with, and they're about to become a lot stronger.
yeah, that said though, I think Weasel's a little bit worried seeing that Lord Savage is up relatively close to him, backed up for a minute. Gonna be able to attack the town center, but Crossbow will be in very
Let's
shortly.
hope he didn't click on it, because if he did, yeah, still not clicked yet from Savage, but Weasel
Savage just got the castle age, sir.
I know.
Okay. I thought you said he didn't click it there.
No, didn't click Crossbow.
He did, it's just behind an archer, or a skirmisher, unfortunately.
Okay, well, it doesn't count until it's researching. That's my position.
I love this play though. Look at all these guard towers. I can see, what, 5 on one screen? This is spectacular. And oh no,
Yeah.
Weasel's not even patrolling. Gonna lose a lot of archers in this fight. Oh.
Yeah, it's a shame there. Weasel would have really liked to have taken a better fight. Well, Lord Savage didn't have Crossbow. Because now military numbers definitely in Savage's favor. But Weasel transitioning into some camels behind here, while Savage has been pumping out knights, so Weasel has the counter in already.
He does, but I don't know if I like it at this moment.
What I don't like is this wood line over chop for Weasel.
Yeah, he's got plenty of wood lines behind him. Both players moving out to drop TCs farther behind, which would be really nice as well.
Double workshop from Savage, so we're about to see a push, are we not?
What time are you at? I think you're a little ahead of me.
No, you're just not looking.
It just came up for me, so. Anyways, Mangonel's not
you
gonna
just couldn't see it because you're on Weasel's view.
Yeah, I see that.
I've been monitoring your time, man.
Double, yes, gonna be double Mangonels, which honestly now the camel switch is looking all that much better.
Yeah, Forward University from Lord Savage. It's one of my favorite threats. You scare them with your knowledge, and they can't fight back.
Yeah, as far as eco goes, still very even. Weasel only up by 1 right now, but with all the Mangonels coming forward, could turn quickly, especially if these crossbows get hit here.
Knights trying to come in for a raid, but they're going to run into some camels. Unless Weasel takes the camels and runs away, so that... There we go, Weasel. That's better.
Yeah, I mean, I still think this is a fine position for both players. It's a very even game here. Weasel does have the counters out with the camels. But I think we're just going to see what I hope will be full crossbow
Forward
Mangonel.
TC forward from Lord Savage on Weasel Stone. Check that out. That's he exhausted the stone back at home, and now he's going to put a TC right there on that stone.
Yep, crossbow's taking a bit of an engagement here. Mangonel coming forward. Weasel's going to have to run from this.
Yeah. The big difference in this fight right now is
he gets
the
a big
Mangonel.
shot.
Oh yeah, the Mangonel mimics big big changer here. Weasel doesn't have an answer for that siege. The camels can run in, but camels much weaker to archers than knights.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting here. That town center. Do you think that Lord Savage at this moment is saying, "Get out of my game"?
No, Lord Savage is saying, "I need stone, or I want stone," and that's what he's saying. I mean, look, if you could look at his point of view, I mean, he has only seen one other stone pile, and it is far, far, far from his base to the right. So that's what he's saying. I need stone. I want to tower this guy, or I
Yep.
want to castle this guy.
Camels run in here, do snipe the Mangonel. Lots of camels go down in the process. Going to be very interesting to see how this develops into the late game. Both players obviously sitting with ecos in good position. Weasel probably could get himself up with the market,
I
but
think
I
it would
don't
be
think it's a good
very,
idea.
yeah, very. Oh, Weasel buying stone for a castle. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna drop it in the front of his base, I think.
And honestly, I think that's a little too aggressive. I think you have to put a
There's
castle
a
up, but
mango.
that is way too aggressive. You should have had it back a couple tiles by your TC.
Mangonel
Oh,
will be able to fire on it too.
oh my god, this is, oh no. Like it should go up, but at what cost? Ooh.
Unfortunately, the Mangonel is hitting the castle, or a lot more vills would go down here for Lord Savage. But
Okay, so not nearly as bad as that could have been, but boy was that scary to watch.
yeah, it was definitely rough to see that positioning. Luckily, it does go up for Weasel. No answer to where we're going to see Stone come in
Nope.
for Lord Savage.
He can go to the right. He's already building a TC on another gold stone pile all the way on the back bottom right of the map there. So I honestly I liked him going forward for that. It was ballsy. It was telling Weasel to fuck off a little bit. Like it's style. You get style points for putting a TC in the opponent's base, but risky move. That said, Weasel had to spend a lot of gold to get that castle up. So um,
Yeah, not a bad
worthwhile.
position. I mean, forward still with some archers. Unfortunately, he's attacking the house rather than the palisades. One stone wall was built here for Weasel. Again, I think stone walls are definitely not something we've been seeing a lot of lately. And Weasel, does he have what I think he has in there? No, he actually has a crossbow, a bunch of vills in there. So his idle time is going up pretty significantly here. Not exactly great for him, but
Yeah, for some context, 45 minutes idle for Lord Savage and up to an hour and 35 minutes for Weasel. So he's definitely felt the pressure here. That said, idle TC time a lot higher for Savage, but it's probably because of that extra TC he added.
yep. Crossbows are in for Lord Savage. Gonna just trade off here, and it's gonna be a pretty even fight, honestly. But did take out a villain in the process. Is keeping Weasel busy at home, so I definitely like the position. Another stable going to be coming up here on the right-hand side for Lord Savage, so maybe we're gonna see a bit of a tech switch for him as well.
Yeah, Lord Savage now on wood, on stone securely. I would love to see more towers from him. You have good coverage at home. If you start pushing forward, you can push Weasel off this gold, and then gold is so important for Weasel right now. He's buying wood, he's buying gold, he's buying wood, he's buying stone, buying food, just taking advantage of that bonus all day long. So any gold that Savage can deny will be huge.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see many more towers. We're gonna see a castle first for Trebs. I think that's the better position because you can secure
Yeah, I
yourself
mean that said,
another
but
position.
neither player is anywhere close to going up to imp food wise. You know, Weasel getting upgrades right now. And Savage building. What is he building? Scouts. Okay, so Lake have coming out for the Korean player.
Yeah, and scorpions. Going to be interesting. I think though more farms, but I can't really say that. There's farms over here for Weasel as well. I thought the Lord Savage had a better farming eco. It's not exactly sure in the counts, but nonetheless, this is a nice thing for Lord Savage to throw buildings out in the front, but he's going to lose the university. He's already lost town center. Siege workshop will go down. Uh, Not much more will go down here, but
Yeah. 22 to 17 on the farm, so Savage is definitely has a bit of a lead on the food eco. But I mean, looking at the Goldvilles is just absurd. 38 Goldvilles for Weasel, compared to 19 for Lord Savage. So he's using that bonus. Now that said, the scary thing here for Weasel is he only has this one gold hub secured. And he's starting to work through some of this gold. Still thousands and thousands left. But the longer this goes, the more he's going to have to think about securing that gold on the left.
Yeah. And the light cav should be coming in soon, and that could be problematic for Weasel trying to move out to get any sort of map control here. Weasel's crossbows also dangerously close to a few mangonels, a lot of crossbows, and scorpions.
Yeah,
No
Lord Savage
reaction right now.
biding his time, I suppose. One skirmisher goes out, the brave man, and the siege comes forward. But Weasel with a quick reaction, and you're not going to see any vaults there. Weasel, I'm disappointed in you there. Can't you give us another big flattening? Feels good for us here.
Well, he's gonna attempt to micro it. It looked like for a second there, but thinking better of it, moving back. I think we're gonna be seeing these light cav masked pretty significantly here, as none of them moved out, and we have 4 stables over here for Lord Savage.
Yeah, I'd love to see a push on the front, a push on the side with the archers to pull Weasel into a battle, and then send the light cav around, send the light cav to raid. Could do a lot here.
It could, and there's only 3 spearmen defending the eco back there as well.
Imp clicked in for Weasel here. So what's the play? Arb and push forward?
Yeah, has to be, but we have Imp coming in for Lord Savage just seconds behind. I think we're going to see Hussar, Arb. I think Lord Savage, that's his best comp right now, given this position he's in. And it has to be Arb for Weasel here.
Weasel getting murder holes, canceling it, getting it again. Apparently having a hard time deciding. I think it's a weird pick right now, but now something to remember. Good micro here from Weasel. Still got hit on the second volley, but he's not half bad. But anyway, I was saying something we talked about with the Britain Korean Mont Bailey game we casted previously. Koreans siege onager with extra range. It's really a nightmare for any archer civ. So the longer that Weasel stays in archer play, the more he's got to worry about that.
Yeah, and Lord Savage has so much more map control right now. He's on the stone on the left, he's on the stone in the south, on the gold in the south. Yeah. He's still got a stone and a bunch of gold back behind his base, which he doesn't even see the stone on that gold pile. We'll find it eventually.
And taking stone in the northwest. Map control, all for Lord Savage right now.
Well, and honestly, military numbers in advantage for Lord Savage as well. But that said, Weasel going to be moving out in time to see this castle going up. Will he react? Looks like he will. Oh no, Lord Savage, not again.
Ooh, castle's been rough for him tonight.
It's 100% denied. There's no question about it.
And
upgrade
Weasel
times.
Treb's already being produced, so it's going to hurt. At 40% constructed, it's going to hurt, but this might have to get deleted.
Oh, feels rough. Feels
rough.
rough.
Coming into Lord Savage's base, Weasel needs to get value out of this here.
I mean, he's going to trade off extremely well against the crossbows, and I feel like Lord Savage is overreacting here, shouldn't be jumping in on this. He is going to be able to whittle down some numbers, but there's still going to be a significant number of those left.
Yeah. Arb and Bracer research only starting now for
Lord Savage.
For Lord Savage, so I really wish he would have kept up that fight. Weasel would have kept up the fight with the crossbows. Instead, he's running under a TC. What are you doing, Weasel?
Yeah, that's not ideal. Doesn't even realize it, I don't think, or maybe he just decides to get out of there. Quite a few losses.
Still no Bracer in for Weasel, but we did see him get husbandry. We did see him get the scale barding armor. So maybe he's still thinking about some kind of cav play.
Well, light cav went in at the same time there, so camels are coming out in defense, and maybe he's thinking about having those as defensive units as well. That was a lot of arbs gone for Weasel
I
there.
just marvel at the map control here for Lord Savage though. He's got almost a ring around Weasel with just eco everywhere, and Weasel's very vulnerable in one spot. But it's hard to knock Savage out of this game right now.
Yeah, and with Saracens, it's going to be hard to knock him out as well. I mean, especially, still a lot of gold. It's deceptive how much gold is left behind.
It is, but we're looking at 2,000 gold. 2,000 gold remaining for Weasel, and you guys, we have to remember that we started out with 16,000 gold ish
That's
in that
true.
range.
But,
So,
I mean,
I mean, the
he is
gold
pushing.
usage for Weasel just obscene up to this point.
Yeah, he will be pushing this castle. This castle's going
Yeah.
to go down unless the repairs come in, like, more than what he's
Yeah.
going to send in. Another volley, and I think these castles go down.
Yeah, that castle is gone. But yeah, I mean, less than 2,000 gold left out of a starting 16,800 gold. So Weasel, if he hasn't noticed yet, as one bunch of miners go idle, really needs to start looking at it. And he goes out to one of the smaller gold piles on a bog terrain. I think this is a concerning position for Weasel.
Yeah, and the Treb's still here for Lord Savage. Lots of ARBs. Hussar in as well now for Lord Savage. Going to be diving in, I think, very soon.
Yeah, Hussar should be able to find some value, and if they can get in. But Weasel he's being hurt by this map control right now. I mean, he's resorting to small 2-tile gold piles, as he's just about exhausted all of his gold at home.
Yep, and I think Weasel's been relying on gold for so long that it's really going to hurt him here shortly. His eco isn't really set up to produce as proficiently without that gold. He's at 99 vills to 114.
Yeah,
Good position here, though. Weasel should be able to clean up the ARBs and potentially get rid of some Trebs here with the fight that he's taking. Might buy him a little bit more time.
Yeah, I mean, these Trebs feel like they're probably going to take the castle out, but there's no military here from Lord Savage. So are we going to see ARBs kill Trebs? Probably not before the castle goes down.
No, castle does go down. Unfortunate. If he would have microed it down a little bit, I think he would have had it. Also, Weasel had a few camels. I'm not sure where the camels ran off to or if they've already gone down. Weasel desperately going out to the side over here. Not a whole lot of gold there, though. A couple 2 tiles. And there come the Hussar. Weasel is going to be in trouble with villager count as there's, what, like 25 vills on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Lord Savage just dominating the map. He's not a massive lead in the game yet, but just dominating the breadth of the map.
Yeah, and Weasel has not reacted to these vills over here. Vills are just going down, going down, going down.
Oh, the Onager click in for Lord Savage. So Weasel, who's still been relying on Arb, is going to be suffering here, fighting against Skirm Onager.
Yeah, that, and he's soon to be out of gold.
Lord Savage building monasteries, he's building barracks everywhere. He's just going to have every building for every situation here.
Yeah, it's a fine position. He is going to lose a few archery ranges on the front, but I think he just needs to mass up some numbers, which looks like he is massing some ARBs in the middle. Neither player, well, Weasel does just get chemistry in now, which is going to be a very important upgrade here. Elite Skirm also on its way.
Camel's diving in to take out some scorpions, but they're fighting under 3 Korean towers. It's not a pretty spot to be in.
Yeah, and the Hussar cleaned up all of those vills. The Hussar now coming across the mid, going to snipe trebuchets. Oh, Weasel's losing some big units and big villager numbers here, as is now 127 vills for Lord Savage, only 76 for Weasel.
Yeah, it's starting to look more and more dire for Weasel, as he has no gold income, or it's very minor gold income from a 2-tile gold that's being ranged by ARB, so practically no gold income for Weasel, and someone who's been relying on gold, this is not going to be pretty.
Yep, Hussar diving in under the TCs for the farm eco as well. And I haven't seen any onagers come forward yet, only one out on the field, but the small number of Arbalest here could go down very quickly if those get through, get any hits out. Now I think we're going to see a pretty good standoff for Weasel here, but unless he gets some villager production going, which he has started again, he's not going to be able to produce forever here. His queue pretty full right now, but resources pretty stretched.
Weasel selling gold for 19, selling wood for 19 gold. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, and if you look at the opposite side, only Hussar in the queue right now for Lord Savage, but he has quite a decent military mass here with Onager. I mean, he's just building his numbers, sitting back. Would love to see some more Korean towers like you alluded to earlier, but...
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a misplay as Koreans do not have towers spread out a little more when you have this kind of map control, just to lock Weasel in more. But you can't complain with these results. But
yeah.
Decent numbers for Weasel built up here though. We're looking at 37 ARBs. What are they going to do against Onager?
Yeah, Weasel's really out producing here with the mass. And he's able to take down buildings pretty efficiently with it being Saracens.
Yeah.
Big fight going to be coming here. Still no chemistry for Lord Savage, which is costing him a bit here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, unfortunately for Lord Savage, he's kind of trickling in here, definitely losing lots of military in the process. As the military shifts heavily for Weasel, 60 to 25.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking great, and Weasel's booming back into this. Potentially a little bit of an overboom here, and I don't know what this unique tech is. Is this the additional
wouldn't
range?
call. What is it?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I think that's the additional tower range, actually.
Yeah, very well maybe. Unfortunately, the name's not even showing up. But you say overbooming, but Weasel at 86 vills to 146 from Savage. If anything, I think Savage here needs to be cautious about pop capping himself with vills.
Well, that's what I mean, a bit of an overboom for him. I mean, he's had this map control, he's got the res to produce forever. It's just, he doesn't have any cap space, or won't soon. Everything he's producing just keeps dying to this massive Arbalest here.
Which is a good position for Weasel, but how do you close a game with this?
Trebs, trying to get a castle up right now. Oh no, Weasel double-clicked his vills.
Oh, poor Weasel. Poor Weasel.
Ooh.
Castle in the same place as before. Weasel's dedicated to that position.
That's a fine position. Secures himself gold and keeps his opponent off that stone, so I don't mind that.
Of course, it's fine. I just, Weasel has to. And a tower trying to come up from Lord Savage right in front of the castle, but too little, too late. I think this castle's going to go up and kill that tower and kill those vills if they're still there.
Yeah, the big problem for Lord Savage now is he's got a very, very large villager lead. He's also down by almost 40 military units on the field.
And this is where towers could save his ass a little bit. If he's dropped a couple towers by those wood lines to protect his TCs, screen his TCs here, he can get by with the fewer military numbers, because even Saracen Arbs are going to struggle against towers picking him off from that far away.
Yeah, but I mean, 54 ARBs on there in the one group, really, really strong, and I just feel like that's a good idea to have towers in defense. But...
I'm looking at the res here for Lord Savage. He needs to have Siege Onager in. I don't think there's any reason not to have Siege Onager in, and not to have more Onagers on the field right now.
Yeah, Onager would be really nice for him. I think he's going like pretty full skirm Arb right now. Also, don't mind that. He is making more archery ranges for production. Siege workshops are coming down in the back near this Arbalest bay, so maybe he's going to get some Onagers onto the field. Nice castle for him, though. I didn't even see this go up. There are 2 stones, or a stone and a gold here that Lord Savage was able to castle, so that's going to be really nice for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Still surprised no players made a play for the leftmost gold, as gold becomes more and more scarce on this map. Lord Savage still has a steady supply in the back, but that will not last forever.
Yeah, Lord Savage, though, with 2,600 in the bank as compared to 300, almost 400 for Weasel, sitting just fine. And maybe, this spot in the northwest here with all this gold going to be a very important factor soon. Weasel also not seeing
Oh,
the gold in his
Weasel
back
has
space.
not scouted it. That's very unfortunate, and did not scout the other gold stone pile. But by the nature of the maps, he should see that gravel and know that there's more gold there.
Yeah, very true. Siege Onager is on its way, I believe.
Okay,
Yep,
now,
there it is.
now this is a game changer, because as they're being produced, hopefully Lord Savage has them queuing into the workshop so that they can pop out and get an opportunistic shot. Um, but this whole army could go down. Most of this army could go down in one shot. The Onager 70%. I
Well,
like this fight for Lord
that's the
Savage. It's buying him
research. So where's the
time.
unit?
Oh, that is the research.
Yeah, the research.
Oh
He doesn't
no!
have it. He doesn't have a unit
Why
coming
would
back here.
why would you research it there? Oh no!
It'll be in. He's taking the fight here. He's losing quite handily,
Well,
but
it's just unfortunate. If he had researched that on one of his forward or yeah, one of his just if he had an onager there, that fight would have been so different.
absolutely. But that said, it was 54 ARBs. It's now down to 22. The siege onagers are coming from the back, so still could be some big shots. Nice castle position if it goes up. Oh, baby.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, Weasel
Oh.
reacts. Good reaction from Weasel. That he had to know the risk was there when he saw all those workshops. So, great work, great reaction. But what do you do now?
Well, Lord Savage pushing on the side here. Unfortunately, he's clicked a house, and he's not actually
Oh
engaging with
no.
the camels with all these halberdier. Weasel's going to be in a lot of trouble soon. He's not going to be able to push very efficiently. Second unique tech coming in for Koreans. I don't even know what the Korean unique techs are anymore.
This is the added range for
Alright,
the
so that's
siege
the range.
onagers. So these siege onagers are just going to be brutal to these arbalests. I mean, any siege onager is painful, but
Yeah.
with additional range, we're going to be looking at 10 range on these onagers, right? Did I get the wrong one?
It
Yeah,
is
10 range on the onagers compared to 10 range on the arbs. Or no, eight
it's
range on
8
the arbs?
range ARB, 9 range siege onager.
Okay, yeah, 9. Do Koreans not get siege engineers?
I don't know the answer to that either.
This castle coming up for Lord Savage, he's the castle man. So clearly we reduced the stone on this map, but that does not mean crazy castles are not an option.
Oh! Big onager shot in the middle.
Big onager shot. Still good numbers for Weasel, but a lot less than were. And the bombard cannons come out now. That's probably the best counter you can do here. But 1 bombard cannon and 5 siege onagers
Well,
as they come into range, and
oh
no, oh no,
no! Big
oh
shots.
no,
No arbalest remaining.
oh
Wipe the
no,
military from the field.
oh
I don't
no.
see Weasel coming back from this now.
Is that what GG
Oh,
sounds like? Oh
yeah, that's what
no.
GG sounds like. Flattening arbalests. Wow, there's no gold in the bank for Weasel. He has to switch to full light cav, and with all these towers and all the castles and Halb in already, that's not going to do anything for Weasel. All we need is the push from him here. Oh,
Yeah, I would have liked to see Weasel get relics. I would have liked to see him go to this gold on the left, but um, he can't. Even if he had the res to mass up arbs now with siege onager in, it's hard to justify. Light cav, hard to imagine them doing the job here. Saracen player on the back foot.
absolutely. I mean, Hussar already in for Lord Savage as well. He also has his own Hussar researched. I haven't seen any in a little while. But, oh man. That was brutal. Oh, Weasel didn't see it. I don't think. What is this what in chat for him? Maybe he didn't see the onager shots go.
I don't know. I think that he did, but who knows?
I don't think it matters. They're gone. they're not coming back. Light have come in, but enough there to deal with it. Treb also coming forward, and a nice little Korean keep in front of it to protect that. We also have the awkward Halb only push on the right hand side here. Hussar going to be produced out of the stables on the right, but honestly, I think killing off a bunch of eco here would actually benefit Lord Savage. Still 138 mils.
I think he's fine though. I mean, he just
Oh,
needs to keep up
absolutely.
the momentum. He needs Treb in the middle, push the onagers on the TC. You take out this TC, you take out this farm eco. What does Weasel have?
Yeah, it's oof. He's trying to go back into ARB and push Light Cav out right now. Only one Trebuchet here from Lord Savage. Would like to see 3 or 4 and just go flatten buildings at this point. But I think Lord Savage, with all the map control in the world, isn't worried about it in the slightest, honestly. I mean, he's got a great position. The score tells a big story as well, as it's a big, big lead for Lord Savage here. Weasel's claiming broken spirits. I would be
That's
broken after that as well. 50 plus ARBs dying to 6 siege onagers in the matter of, what, 10
yeah.
seconds? Yeah, I would have
Nope.
been brokenhearted myself.
Weasel trying to throw farms up on the right corner of the map, but what the opponent has more access to
Oh,
gold, more access to stone. He has more map control. He has more villagers. He has more res stored up. 6,000 gold in the bank for Lord Savage. He can fight this all day. How many skirms? How many how many hustler would Weasel have to make to clear out 6,000 worth of gold units? I mean,
Weasel'll
it feels
never be able to
impossible.
produce there long enough. At this point, I mean, the castle's down. All the military production buildings are going down on the front of the base. There's really nothing stopping anything from going in here. Town center will be down soon enough as well, I'm sure. Hussar raids just freeing up pop space here. As if you look at Lord Savage's queue, it's very large. Lots of Hussar, lots of skirm, some arbs, even a militia misclick. Respect, but Hussar are streaming across. There are going to be some halberdier back there, but all of the castles, all the town centers, all the keeps, not going to be an issue.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is why you can say the market bonus for Saracens is a double-edged sword. If you can use it and make it work in the mid game, it can buy you an advantage that wins you the game. But if you use it as much as Weasel did here and don't win with it, you just waste your gold. How many thousands of gold did he pour into that market?
I'm not even sure that's what lost him this game.
It's part of it.
I think what lost him the game is literally no map control. But it's definitely a part of it, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and really pay attention to what he sells the market.
I mean, he bought 700, I think, stone. He bought probably about 1,000 food. He bought wood at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, it's looking like this one's not in any way coming back for Weasel here as he continues to try on.
Yeah, but still staying in here. I mean, his vill count isn't awful yet at 83, so maybe he doesn't want to give up until the door is absolutely closed on him. Maybe he just needs a minute to clear his breath and regroup before he goes on to his second home map.
Yeah, we still have 2 more games to go. So, well, it's going to have to be 2 games because this is game 3.
Yep.
And if Lord Savage
Well,
wins this, he'll have a 2-1
2-1 lead.
lead going into game number 4.
Four.
So I guess if Lord Savage wins that, we will see a game 5. But the way these players are duking it out right now, I feel like we're gonna see it. But time will tell.
I would love to see our first game set of 5 here.
Yeah, and I mean, Weasel now full trash mode. Villager count down to 76. Not giving up yet, but stables going down on the right-hand side here, and then I don't think he has, but maybe a few military, yeah, a few military buildings left in the middle.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm Lord Savage at this point, start making war wagons. Why not? You know, get some more mobility. They're tanky against these skirms. That's what I would do. You already have an obscene number of castles.
Yeah, I think the Hussar is good enough, though. Just keep
It is,
spamming Hussar.
but you have 6,000 gold in the bank. You know the kind of damage you've done here. You know you have this big lead. Finish with style, man.
Yep, GG's coming in here. So Lord Savage goes up to the series lead now, 2 games to 1.
Yeah.
We've kind of already summed up this game, but what a set so far. I'm looking forward to going into what will be Weasel's second home map here.
Yeah. 1 hour 26 minutes. Absolute slowfest. And we made all these maps, and we know some maps make for generally quicker games. You're looking at your Battlegrounds, Shallow Sandwich, even Dry Lake tend to make for some quicker games. We knew with the amount of res we put on this map that we could be asking for some long slugfests, and we definitely got one here.
Absolutely. We're not going to waste any time, though. We're going to jump right into game number 4, which will be on Weasel's last home map, which will be Arena Cove. And we know that Weasel loves Arena Cove. But, jeez, what a game. I love that we finally saw Koreans used in a way that I think they should be used. But towers everywhere, lots of map control, can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick the one thing that I felt like really started that game off right for Lord Savage, it was those early towers in the middle. He took the contested gold, he mined it all. He had that map control. Weasel was always playing, playing into Lord Savage's map and his map control from the moment those towers went up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to just update the draft board here. Koreans getting the win, Saracens with the loss. But I am loaded in and at 5 seconds whenever you're ready.
I am ready when you are.
3, 2, 1, go.
Arena Cove. Now, Weasel is very, very fond of this map. I will be disappointed with anything but a win here.
Yeah, I mean, he has to win to keep his tournament life alive here. So, but it's going to be Byzantines for Weasel, Portuguese for Lord Savage. I feel like I'm torn on these civs right now. Byzantines to me is a very counter civ pick, but Portuguese, I'm not sold that they're going to be any better at this point.
No, I mean, I think Portuguese are a great pick for this map. I think Byzantines are a great pick in this map. I mean, Portuguese have discounted gold units to get those ships out. They have the caravel, which can matter if the water fight somehow goes late. Byzantines can do anything well enough. They're so versatile. They're great at counters. Not that that's super important against a Portuguese player necessarily, but
yeah. Now,
but the Byzantines are just so flexible.
Yeah, early imp for Byzantines, or cheaper imp, could be leading to an earlier imp, could be really beneficial here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have seen a handful of Arena Cove games in the tournament so far. So I'm excited to see how this one plays out as we get to the later and later rounds of this tournament, and the games become more and more competitive.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, early on here, I almost feel like it's a lot of just us talking, but with these civs and these two going at it as they have, do you think we're going to see a big water fight here?
I think it's so hard. I'm tempted to say that a big water fight is a mistake. You win water early and take advantage of it, or you lose it and you go to land. So much of this map is rangeable by water. It's hard to say. But the thing here is, compared to something like an islands game, it's really hard to build up your navy in secrecy. It's really hard to to back dock or side dock or go somewhere else and try to get your numbers up to get back on water. It definitely feels like a map where once you win, you should be able to keep your opponent from ever getting back on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be very interesting as I see that Lord Savage unfortunately hasn't located two of his turkeys here as they're hidden on the edge of the map. Um, it feels very awkward when we don't see someone try for water on here. But I feel like we've seen examples where we have some overextension going for water. We've also seen a Khmer FC castle drop situation, so I would expect both these players to go for water, which they've already put docks down. But with the two civ selections, obviously Byzantines with the faster firing ships, Portuguese with the additional HP, and Caravel in late game, obviously, definitely something you want to see for them. Fishing ship numbers. What do you think? What do you think is ideal here? 3, 4?
I mean, I think you got to play it like you'd play any water, any hybrid map. You go probably 4 in Dark Age, get up, and then the rest just depends on how the fight goes. If you win the water and you can keep the opponent off water, getting a dozen fishing ships to soak up these fish and do some fish trap stuff is great, especially if it's unlimited, practically unlimited wood on the back of your map here.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen some interesting things happen with this, though. We've seen landings. We may see that again, just hard to say. Obviously,
We've seen,
nothing we've seen for
yeah,
that effect yet. No barracks even down
yep.
yet.
We've
But
also seen very aggressive land play against the walls to come back against a player who won water. So anything's possible on this map.
yeah, and I mean, that said, Weasel's position and I guess Lord Savage's position both would be extremely fine, given the fact that we have forward stones and golds right outside of the walls for both.
Weasel, you laugh at me for saying unlimited, but I'm checking in the back of Lord Savage's base. There are 1,034 trees, totaling 21,000 wood. So for any game to go to the point where you completely chop all 21,000 of your available back wood would just be absolutely absurd. I can't imagine
Well, I've
what a
witnessed
terrible game that would be.
I have witnessed this game before. So, Weasel actually played Apollo in what was supposed to be a best of 11. They played this map, and 3.5 hours later, it finally ended.
You and that is incredible to hear because I look at this map and I do not think 3 hour long slugfest. Like it feels like a map that someone should be able to win water, and when you win water, you go cannon galleons, you destroy so much of the enemy that you should be able to get through to them.
The irony of what's going to happen, Lord Savage says. This feels like it's going to be a long one from them in chat here. But
Yeah,
we'll find out. We'll find out. 4 efficient chips for Weasel, 4 for Lord Savage. Lord Savage up to feudal much faster, much faster, and putting down his second dock already. So Weasel gonna be up late. Potentially a bit of an FC play here.
yeah. I mean, 24 vills. I don't know if that's greedy or mistaken. Maybe there was a bit of, like you said, misplay. But 2 docks up for Lord Savage. He's going to have the advantage going forward here. That said, actually not on gold at all. So only
Oh,
1 fire ship can be produced. Not even okay. Going to gold now with 2 vills, but unfortunate for Lord Savage. It feels like he's just accidentally blew a big lead.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely rough. No gold when it's required here to make
Yeah.
fire
So,
ships.
so that's the difference. Weasel going up with more vills, but he has the 4 on gold. When he hits in a minute, he's going to be able to build all the fire ships he wants.
Yeah, it's a rough position there for Lord Savage.
Now, Lord Savage is still getting the first fire ship out. He shouldn't have too much trouble picking off a fire ship or a fishing ship or 2 here.
Yeah, will disrupt the eco, but oh no. a galley coming in. Okay, it's not a full galley switch. Oh, maybe it is a full galley switch. Portuguese going into galleys feels wrong at this point. But I guess Byzantines with the faster firing fire ships, maybe that's the right play.
But fires counter. I still feel your own fires with demos.
That's what
Who
I
knows?
feel too. The demos would be
But
really nice.
yeah, awkward here.
Weasel not reaction to the fire ship here. Likely going to lose a few if he doesn't react here quickly enough. Galley also forward. Production going to be faster still for Lord Savage, so sitting at a
Yeah.
decent spot, just not as good as we think it could have been.
All right. But Juicy, I do want you to look on Weasel's wood line. There's an important detail for you there.
Oh! This is very important, yes. Did Lord Savage do this? Nope.
No.
We'll see if Weasel makes him pay for that problem as well. If you guys don't know Weasel, in the very first time we tested this map, landed me down here and walked right into my base with Malay and used elephants to destroy me. So,
So
this is a very crucial thing in this map, guys.
well, we see Weasel's fishing eco wiped out, but he still has docks and still is on water. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Another big change on this map. We switched to the fish from perch to tuna. Can you tell me how you think that shifts the meta?
Isn't it 225 food regardless?
I think it's actually 25 more food. Than perch,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
I don't know if it shifts the meta at all.
I'm just. It's called. Just joking with you. You're bitching about my fish. I changed the fish for you. I want some appreciation.
I appreciate it.
Here.
I stopped looking at every fish you ever put in a map because it was always perch.
Well, it's not now because we got the tuna.
We got the tuna fish. All right, wonderful. Thank you for the change.
All right. In a more serious manner, for those who've been watching these games and watching these tournaments, if you look at the wood lines outside of the walls, you'll see they are much smaller and less numerous than they were before. We definitely had some unfortunate generations in previous version. There were just too many trees. It was clogging up the map too much. We wanted to play more open, and I really liked this gen and how it looks a lot better than what we had before. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the awkwardness of where res would spawn as well made it definitely necessary to change. I think it looks good. I have no issues with the look itself. Interesting to see how this will develop. Honestly, if you could make one change that would make me happier than anything, it'd be to get rid of this stupid spot of land that Weasel could land on and throw elephants in my face, but that's just a personal issue.
The map needs character. All right, so big lead on water for Lord Savage. I really like this position. The only thing I would change is I'd add some. You have such a commanding lead. You might want to even consider more fishing ships soon.
Yeah, more fishing ships are coming out right now.
Don't worry, Weasel. I love that strip of land.
Yeah, we'll not change it.
So this map was my idea. I kind of got to thinking of basically arena with water. How do I make that work? And this is what I fell into. I really like it because you have the stone wall protection of arena, so you're not going to get scout rushed. But you're open to landings. You're open to being ranged by galleys. There's so many things at play here on this hybrid map.
Yeah, Lord Savage winning convincingly here in water. I feel like we need to stop the fire galley production though, or it's going to be too much of an overinvestment, as he's also producing archers out of two archery ranges on the front.
Yeah, which is nice to see. Whether that's him preparing to go on land or preparing the transport, or maybe he's just anticipating a land switch from Weasel. I would like to see after this dock goes down, mix in a few galleys, and then get them forward here just to harass, one or two, to harass eco, grass farmers. I would enjoy. I like annoying people.
Yeah, I feel like it's in a good position for him right now. But Weasel is on the way to Castle Age. Don't see the click quite yet for Lord Savage. He's pretty close, but I think he would have to bounce with the market. So, the market is coming up now. So, A few more fishing ships would have been
Um,
ideal there for him, for
I've,
sure.
I've got to say, the continued fire ship production from Weasel feels like a misplay. Why not go demos when you're down to this point? You could actually get some real value compared to fire ships, which you just can't. You can't afford. You can't mass at this point.
He did have a few demos, just to be fair. I did see them go
Okay.
off.
Oh,
So,
I apologize, Weasel.
yep. But he does clean himself off of water, so Weasel going to be full land, not on stone yet. Vills, I think, are going to go there right now, but gonna have to get a capsule up before he can get back onto water. And this
Now
is
I'm,
where those additional fishing ships would be coming in very good position.
yeah, I mean, we are up to 5 fishing ships for Lord Savage, but I think now take advantage. I think 10 is probably a good number, but he has been low on wood though. I mean, he's been producing ships, producing archers, producing farms, producing fishing ships. It's a lot to keep up with on wood wise.
Yeah, I think his mistake is he's invested so much into buildings a lot earlier than I think he should have. I think he could have been up faster, would have had a little bit better res allocation if he would have not gone maybe for 2 archery ranges, blacksmith, all of that
Okay,
right off the
so
bat.
Byzantine player here going for chain barding and husbandry. What's the cavalry play from the Byzantines?
Oh,
Knights?
I mean, camels are cheaper,
Yeah, but
but
against Portuguese, are they that special?
Portuguese do not get camel though, so they have to go if they're going into cav. They have to go into the knight line.
True, of course. I
So
mean, we'll see how it plays out here.
yeah, bloodline's coming in as well, but 3 archery ranges for our Portuguese player. So not sure what he's gonna go with here, but sitting in a fine position for himself.
I mean, Lord Savage actually making good work. He's about to bust open a hole on. Oh, actually, the hole it won't. Yeah, he'll have a hole on the stone wall to be able to get into Weasel base here, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a transport right now with these archers. He's got a decent
Giovanni,
number of crossbow mass.
Giovanni, the current score, we got Weasel with 1 win on Battlegrounds, and Lord Savage both lanes and crap, what did we get? Nomad hubs.
Yep.
So it's 1-2 for Lord Savage. Weasel's got to win this game 4 on Arena Cove to stay in the tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Scout here for Weasel might get shot down by these crossbows. So Weasel will know it's going to be a crossbow play.
Weasel, I'm not criticizing you going cav. I'm just talking because we've been sitting here and for 2 hours talking. We have to keep talking. Talk, or we die.
Yes, talking is a part of the game. Weasel also, there's a boar that he never took.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe that's why he was laid up. I just saw the boar there, so I think that's probably what caused him to be going 24 popping up.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know how he could have missed it. He's kind of standing out in the middle of nowhere, but you know, sometimes Weasel's eyes don't work quite right.
Yeah, it is scouted. I don't know if he would have had that scouted though whenever he went down before he went down to build that house in Palisade that used to be there.
A good point. Okay, so both in Castle Age, very similar eco numbers: 56 for Lord Savage, 59 for Weasel. It feels like Lord Savage needs to press his advantage here while he has it. But look at this military for this fight coming in. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, losing 11 crossbows here potentially could be extremely bad. Although they're going in and the knights are just going around, so some damage could still be done here. I really love to have seen a forward presence from Lord Savage on land.
Yeah, I would have liked him to camp that hill with the archers and get a castle on that hill. That hill's a commanding position. If he takes that hill, it keeps Weasel on his base, keeps him off that forward gold, keeps him from getting on water over there.
Yeah, fires are
He
going to
hasn't
help
gone
in
for
this
it.
fight here. Crossbows will go down. Fire ship's even going to go down to these knights here, but all in all, fine position.
Earlier we were talking about the possibility of long games on this. Lord Savage already going out for relics. He's already has one in his monastery, one in a monk, and I think he scouted these remaining ones. So it could be 3-0 on relics if this game goes long.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of res on the map, though. before that becomes an issue. Double stone walls here, and that's still a hole, maybe, for Lord Savage on the south. He's concerned about a potential landing still, apparently, too. But, I mean, forward with some knights here. No galleys out for Lord Savage. Fishing ship numbers did go up here, though. Going to have 9 fishing ships for Lord Savage. So really starting to take advantage of that water that he's
Yeah.
won.
Castle going up at home. With these knight numbers, I understand why you wouldn't go forward with it. It just feels like a shame. Like a castle on that hill would dominate Weasel's map right now. Regardless, still a good position for Savage. Weasel's making it work by the land switch, and he's got a dock up, so we'll see where it goes here.
Yeah, I mean, one transport into the eco could be devastating, but more fire ships on the way out as War Galley has completed. Pikemen are
Oh,
being produced as well.
do you hate this castle from Weasel? Because I kind of hate this castle from Weasel.
I do. I want it on the hill at
I want it
the
on the
bare
hill.
minimum.
The same thing. On the hill, it protects the shoreline. He can give him more options for docking up. It still protects the gold. Versus here, I mean, a treb on that hill could be devastating.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't like that he's running these knights into what will effectively be very little reward. He might get a few vills here, but lots of military, lots of castle fire as well. Although this is going to really show the villager lead Weasel already has. I mean, he's extremely up on villager count now, up by 18 at the moment. Gonna lose all the knights. This shift back onto water not being dealt with. Unfortunately, this fire ship's not patrolling. But we do have War Galley coming in here for Lord Savage, so he will start to hopefully try to range some of these farms at the bare minimum. Demo ship coming in for Weasel.
Lord Savage clearly trying to do a lot of stuff right now, but has been running around a monk and a knight together in a group instead of depositing the relic. So clearly a lot going on for both players to manage right now.
Yeah, this investment onto water for Weasel though quite costly. Had to get War Galley. Already lost one demo. Got another one producing, but that's a lot of res going into that.
Yeah, and I think it's just the wrong way to do it. I think castle on the hill rather than at the bottom of the hill, and then you redock there rather than redocking on the front. That said, I mean, it also feels like a bit of a misplay that he was able to get those docks up. Ideally, you wanted to see the fire ships or regalies patrolling the water line. Did not let this happen.
Yep, Weasel says he thought he was playing Sicilians right now.
That's awkward.
Yeah, that is awkward. Sicilians are in his draft, same as Byzantines, but yeah, you know, he's got 3 TCs. Maybe he was thinking trying to go for First Crusades here. But, I mean, still a very commanding position as far as map control for Lord Savage again this game. I mean, obviously winning the water is a massive help. All this food income. I do like how he has not stayed behind his walls and is actually moving out across the map. Weasel, though, on his way to the Imperial Age, and he still has what is a 30 villager lead at the moment.
Yeah, so this is I feel like such an interesting position, and it's the kind of interesting interesting games this map can make for. Is the water definitely provides Lord Savage with an advantage, but Weasel has been focused though. He mostly focused on land. He's got this big eco. His biggest issue right now, space. I mean, he's got two TCs kissing each other, just because he can't go any closer to the shoreline.
Yeah, and I really like the military mass that we have going for Lord Savage as well. He's got 58 military, obviously a lot on water, but he does have 41 available on land as well.
Yeah. Lord Savage also on his way to Imp. With that military mass, I'd love him to see him get forward, get a treb on that hill, and punish Weasel for suboptimal castle placement.
Yeah, and maybe you can let us know how the upgrades look for Lord Savage on his military units here. I think it looks fairly decent, but not completely there yet. Nonetheless, Docks likely not going to happen here for a while with this galley fire ship here. And here comes that castle on the shoreline. Uh, don't think this has been realized from Lord Savage as his ships are just sitting there. And yeah, now he realizes it and actually micros a few villagers here. Castle will likely go up here though, because that was a very delayed reaction, and I don't know if we can reach the ones in the back.
Yeah, I mean, with Bodkin, I would think he could, but this castle should go up. But big loss of vills, more than you want at least.
Yeah,
These
still a
these
massive
these
vill
galleys
lead
need to
though.
get out of here. They need to get out of here, or he's gonna lose them all.
Yep, there he goes. Still, Lord Savage has invested so much into this and has had the opportunity to put a transport ship across. I really feel like that should have been done. He's got such a military mass. He could have just stonewalled up forward and then headed forward at the same time, but yet to do that. Byzantines, gonna be hard to take out their castles though. 66 or 6,700 HP to start, and oh boy, Elite Cataphract already
Ooh,
here for Weasel.
elite. Oh goodness. Were we paying enough attention? Did he get Logistica?
I
Because
do not know.
Logistica will destroy these crossbows. I mean, Byzantines, the cataphracts aren't great against archers, but fully upgraded against crossbow will not be pretty.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few
I,
spearmen
I
there,
don't
no
I
actual
don't love the
pikes.
Byzant. I don't love. I really don't love the cataphract play, but he has the tech advantage for the moment.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, Elite Cataphract is no joke, even without Logistica. I mean,
Of course. But
150
this
HP, lots of pierce armor, melee
yeah, this
armor.
castle will make it very awkward, though. Not to mention, here comes in the third relic for Lord Savage. So the longer this goes on, the more that's going to matter.
Yeah, this castle though, gonna have to react quickly here. It has been realized. Oh, he's just attacking the castle. It's gonna go up. Losing
Well,
some
I mean,
HP here.
exactly, Knight. Arb will dominate Cataphract's long run. That's why I don't love the play here.
Yeah, no ARB upgrade in or on the way yet for Lord Savage though. So, I mean, these numbers getting whittled down, I still think though ARB is definitely the upgrade that needs to be done here.
Yeah, but Weasel just does not have the mass for the fight he just took, and researching Cavalier now, so maybe recognizing that this isn't working out for him. But that's such a big investment to get Elite Cataphract, hugely expensive tech, to then have to switch into Cavalier.
Yep, and I looking back at Lord Savage's map, he does have a defensive castle at home, which is nice for himself. Going on to a few additional mining camps, getting onto the stone and gold in his base. I mean, Lord
You know,
Savage, with all this map control, though, we've seen it work for him, especially in the previous game.
and that's exactly what I wanted to get to. Is what the big strength we've seen from him so far tonight has been map control. When he has the opportunity, he spreads out. Just a red mass across this map. Not to say Weasel isn't. He's going out to gold now. He's got a second castle finally coming up on that hill we were concerned about. Um, but you count the water in. Lord Savage has 2/3 of this map locked down.
Yeah, the only real concern is how do you push Byzantines right
Ooh,
now?
big tech coming in. Cannon galleon underway for Lord Savage.
Yeah, that'll range at least two of these castles, maybe
I
even the third.
should range all three. Can range 2 TCs, get these docks, get a lot of houses. It's not a game ender, but it will make things very awkward for Weasel going forward.
Yeah, I'm still super annoyed. I haven't
That
seen
said,
stone
we
walls
have
from Lord
10
Savage.
galleon queued up for Weasel, so Weasel's not giving up on water, and Savage is not keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, he kind of backed away after the castle there. May have been the mistake there. But I think
And
with Elite Cannon Galleon, Arbalest finally coming up. Another forward castle here for Lord Savage as well. I really would love to see him stonewall this wood line just to prevent any easy cav raids coming in.
Looks like Weasel. He's really gotten to the point, perhaps going with all the expensive techs here. No gold left at home. He just ran out of the gold, his forward gold outside of his wall. So the only gold he has access to is this unfortunately on the edge of the map placed gold.
That's going to be
Um,
a huge issue moving forward. Galleon going to
yeah,
cost a lot.
and this is where the relics come back. 3-0 on relics, and Weasel is going to run out of gold before too long.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. I see a tech coming in for Weasel, though. I believe it's called Dry Dock, so maybe we're going to see some transports soon?
I mean, a well-timed and placed transport could solve the gold problem. There is a 5-tile gold still in Savage's base. Like, maybe that'll become Weasels over the course of this.
Yeah, I mean, really, though, we're almost out of gold on the entire map, so
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. Like,
going to come down
be,
to gold.
being a hybrid map, there's just not a ton of map space, so you don't end up with as much gold as you might expect on like an Arabia. There's not a lot of room for neutrals.
Yeah, fast fire ship also being researched. Weasel's researched everything on the tech tree, I swear, which I don't think is a great thing, but it's going to probably be beneficial to have a fast fire ship here.
Yeah, but how long can you sustain a big fight with the Cataphract and Hussar? This is not going to be good against Arbalest. I think it's hard to deny that going Cataphract was a
But
big
it's
misplay here.
baited back under the castle fire. I think this is a good fight for Weasel, honestly.
It is a good fight. He's clearing it up. It just feels so expensive,
Oh, it's expensive. Absolutely.
too expensive.
And there is a unique tech coming in for Weasel. Logistica's just now coming in.
Okay, so he's committing to these, and I mean you have 20 of them on the field. You put a lot. Maybe it's just some Cox fallacy here. I don't love the play, but they are not a unit to be trifled with. As the cannon galleons come forward, the water control for Lord Savage is going to start paying off more here, as Weasel's galleon push did not go anywhere, which means just more wasted gold.
Yeah, I really like what Lord Savage did. He didn't give up on paying attention that he's going to need to protect these. And Elite Cannon Galleon is in. This castle will take a while to fall, but it will fall nonetheless. But
Yeah.
now on land, the push is being prepped. 3 trebs here. 36 mixed between Cavalier, Hussar, and Elite Cataphract.
I'd
Not
love
a
to
whole
see
lot of military
a little
defense.
bit. I'd love to see Lord Savage going after the gold with these Cavalier. He scouted this map very thoroughly earlier. He does know about this gold. It's a missed opportunity, but this could be a significant fight coming in. If this goes down, there will be very limited military numbers left for Lord Savage.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of military, but so much on water.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Weasel's definitely
Cavalier's
winning
going
that
down
fight.
quickly.
Ooh,
Yeah,
fast
it's
fires are in over here on the water as well. I don't think they'll get enough done to prevent the
oh
castle
no.
from going down.
What are these ships on standstill? Look at these fires from
Oh
Lord
yeah.
Savage. Oh no, he has them on stand ground. Well, that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy. Okay, and he reacts so.
He,
But
yeah.
this suddenly the position for Lord Savage has turned bad. He's lost way on more on water than he should. He's lost a castle. His army on land is mostly cleaned up and is going to trickle in against Elite Cataphract.
Yeah, not gonna be ideal. And I mean, what do you go against this? I mean, you have no gold in the bank. You have only 3 on gold. There's only those few tiles left in his main base that he needs to really get onto. I think he has way too much on wood, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's gonna be a rough fight.
I go back to Giovanni's comment in chat. Is that Lord Savage gave Weasel time to let that eco lead kick in, and it's proving off or paying off for him right now.
Absolutely. I mean, I kept saying stone wall, but before that I was hoping for a transport ship. I mean, upgrades just now coming in here for Lord Savage too, so his military not even that upgraded when he's taking these fights as far as Cav and Pike go.
Conversion attempt even coming in.
It's not a bad idea actually.
Yeah, I
Got
mean you
the
have the
monks
monk.
there.
Exactly. I'm not expecting a lot, but hey, one less cataphract for Weasel.
Yeah, and even though Weasel's pushing quite convincingly right now, what is he going to have behind this? I haven't seen much as far as production buildings go. He's got a bunch of Hussar in his base patrolling, but
Yeah, this Hussar feel like defense Hussar. Like he's lost his castle at home. He knows his ego is wide open, and he knows how devastating a landing on this map can be. So
yeah, and I mean, eventually these cataphracts are going to die, and he's not going to be able to replace them. So, I mean, I feel like cheap infantry for Lord Savage going to be fine after these cataphracts go down. Only 21 of them remaining.
yeah, I mean that said, Lord Savage's gold situation not significantly better than Weasel's. He still has a few piles left at home, but I don't see any neutral gold remaining for him. Weasel now out of gold completely. Now we have to start talking post gold. How do Portuguese and Byzantines fare? I mean, Portuguese feel like a very gold heavy civ. Don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm thinking that the cheap Byzantine Halb could be a real deal here. I mean,
Yeah. Cheap Halb, cheap Skirm, both going to make a difference. As you, if Weasel researching Paladin?
oh no.
Why?
I think he had to have canceled that, right?
No, he didn't. Weasel, Paladin? You don't have any gold.
Yeah, and he needs his
don't have
gold
any
for
relics.
fire ships and trying to take back control on water if he's going to keep... He's invested so much into water. I mean, I assume it's because he wants to transport, but...
Maybe that's why the Hussar are home. He could sneak one in, but he hasn't. He could do it any time. Oh, Paladin? Was I imagining that?
I didn't see any Paladin on the field. I didn't see it, honestly. I can check the tech tree after the game, but...
Oh, I swear, unless I'm crazy. And,
I don't think he has the gold. I don't think it's possible.
he says I do have gold, it's not on the map, so I don't know what that means because
Yeah,
you only have
what the
11
hell
gold.
does that mean?
You have 11 gold.
I guess
right
he's
now.
got
That's
10,000, almost 11,000 food.
not crazy. That was Paladin, and unless I'm blind, it was at 0 seconds when I looked, so I couldn't hover over it to confirm. But
Gotcha.
um,
Yeah, I mean, I did not see it, so
I
I
mean,
won't
we may
argue
never
it,
know
but...
because he doesn't have the gold to make a knight.
Yeah, I mean, Hussar, though, coming forward, and, I mean, what is Lord Savage gonna do here? I mean...
This is very awkward for the Portuguese player at this point. I mean, we have Hussar aren't even discounted for Byzantines, but if we get to Halb Skirm on each side, it's all in the Byzantine player's favor. I mean, the 3 relics for Savage are awesome.
Yeah, but they're not too far away from where all this aggression's coming. Another Catholic going to be in defense here for Weasel at home, so he is worried about the landing possibility still. But, I mean, the eco lead is still,
right on the
40
shore.
bills.
You know the enemy has cannon galleons out. You know that you've lost water. Why on the shore? On arrow slits? Is Weasel trying to like flex on Lord Savage by getting every tech in the tech tree?
I don't know. This one, it feels over, but it's just because I think we're going to run out of all the res on the map. I mean, there's still plenty of wood, but, I mean, I don't know.
Castle denied. Cataphract's still doing work over here. I mean, Weasel has all the momentum on land, and water is great. Water matters, but if you lose on land, you lose the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be very awkward here. One thing though with the position of water here.
Murder holes, Weasel. Why murder holes? He's trying to get every tech. What is this?
Yeah, I mean the nice thing about what is going on for Weasel though, he did clear up this map position, and if he could ever take what's remaining of that stone, that could be quite good for him. But I mean the res is still here for Lord Savage. He just needs to get the right numbers out, and I feel like the full switch to Halb and Cavalier is a mistake. I think we need Halb Arbalest behind this.
But the gold position, as Lord Savage has also exhausted his gold, I'm it's got to be Halb Skirm, but even it's just tough because as soon as you start talking Halb Skirm, you're behind as the Portuguese. Like, what do the Portuguese have to even this out? Against Byzantine post gold, it's a game that could take hours, but should be advantage Byzantines.
Yeah, I mean, Weasel going to probably lose his Cataphracts here with the Hussar. Lots of military in the corner up here for Lord Savage. So that main force of his that he's been pushing with on land going to go down, and we're going to see the switch into full Hussar production, it looks like.
Now this is here's the weakness right now for Weasel. He's only got stables up, and I think he's only gotten stable techs for the most part. Well, no, actually, he's just got about everything except archer armor. Um, but here's the concern: you have one barracks. I don't see an archer range. He can't build Halb. He probably hasn't even researched pikemen. He can't build skirm. He hasn't even researched elite skirm. Um, so if you're looking Hussar against Cavalier Halb, um, Weasel could get pushed back significantly here.
Yeah, and I mean, the stone walls are still here. There's not a whole lot of damage that can be done. The eco, maybe, there's 11 vills, it looks like, here for Lord Savage outside of his walls. I guess there's a wood line there with about 12, 14. But, I mean, I think he's right to keep, the push alive, and he needs to be more aggressive. He cleared up that fight, and I think he should have pushed forward at the same time, and that did not happen.
Absolutely.
But
There's nothing wrong with keeping he should be pushing with Hussar. It's not wrong to play the Hussar. I just think to be proactive, Weasel should know where this game's going long term and be getting the archer ranges and barracks up now, getting those techs now with the limited gold he has. Because
yeah,
if you wait to research Halb and Elite Skirm and build the barracks and build the archer ranges until you absolutely need them, it's gonna hurt. Now that said, kind of the same position on the other side. Not many barracks. There's actually 9 barracks for Lord Savage.
now he's set up for
three,
for that.
three ranges. So uh, Lord Savage is in a position to go full once he runs out of gold, which he is more or less out of gold. He can go full Halb, full Skirm, and push out. But Weasel is going to be going Hussar, which just doesn't work against that.
Yeah, Weasel's being a real nuisance with some fast fire ships too. I feel like those barracks or those docks should have been cleaned up. I think that was a big mistake from Lord Savage there.
Yeah, I think honestly, just a lot of focus for him on the land. He's fighting hard for his life over there. If he had more attention, I'm sure he would have built an elite cannon galley and take out the docks, take out some of the seacoast, take out the castle. But Weasel naval numbers getting quite close at this point. I mean, 20 to 9. I mean, it's not super close, but like it's not where you'd want to be as Lord Savage.
Yeah, I mean he out techs him too, so he could easily take all these
And
fights in one on water.
more popping out. Naval numbers are now 18 to 13 with Weasel having the tech advantage. So Lord Savage is going to lose water control here.
Yeah, I mean it's not really worth much now to him, but still it's a nice thing to look at.
He's producing from like 7 docks, so Weasel will still have a fight on his hands here.
Weasel has 11 more cataphracts, and there is one paladin. There's a paladin was definitely researched. Here comes some more paladin.
Oh god.
Weasel using the market sold a lot of res to get those, I'm sure.
That hurts me so hard. Paladin and Elite Cataphract and Logistica in one game. I mean, it's like you're intentionally handicapping yourself when you're down 2-1 in a best of 5.
I mean, that said, he's pushing off of water. He's got the forward attacks coming in. I mean, Weasel's kind of been ahead for the majority of the game as far as eco's concerned, and all he needs is map control, and he's taking out the water.
Now, you know what the definition is right here? Like, or what's defining this game? Why is Weasel winning right now? What is it?
Aggression.
Not aggression. I mean, Lord Savage has been aggressive. It's 40 vills.
Yeah, that's been a big difference for quite some time.
40 vills I mean, Lord Savage, it's not like he's popped. So being behind 40 vills, you're just going to get outproduced and outmassed. So maybe Hustler's not the best move, but if you can make 2 Hustler for every 1 Halb you're fighting,
Weasel says stubbornness in chat. That's
stubbornness is like, yeah. Well, why has Lord Savage not completed this castle at 94%? I think it's just so much going on. It's been hard to manage. He's also got farms down over here that aren't being built.
yeah. I think
There's
it's just a lot
this,
to deal with right now.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's just so much going on here.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
we
don't know how Lord Savage comes back from this position though. Like,
the hope. Uh, uh, Earlier, his situation was better. Now, it feels like and the castle does get completed, but I feel like what you're banking on are the 3 relics. Now, the issue there is that the 3 relics are relatively forward. I think if I'm Lord Savage, I might even start to worry about moving those relics to safety, because they're his only advantage, his only major advantage right now.
yeah, I mean, the Weasel's economy numbers: 16,000 food, 10,000, almost 11,000 wood, compared to Lord Savage, who only has about 1,400 total of those resources
And
combined.
I think we need to comment here. 16,000 food when he's been full hustler for a long time.
Yeah, it's rough, and I mean, especially food costs for all these upgrades too.
I mean, yeah,
Paladin,
what upgrade has he not gotten? I
I
mean,
don't know.
archer armor, and wood upgrades. He hasn't gotten anything beyond double bit axe.
Yeah, I feel like this one's over. Like, it's just gonna end up
It's
being
not. No, it's not
a
over.
spamming
That's the
trash
thing.
war.
Yeah, how is this over? Like, Weasel has a lot of advantages right now, and he's had a little bit of momentum for a while. But how does he close this out? He's spending the little bit of gold he gets on cataphracts and paladins when he should be getting fucking trebs.
Finally, a transport ship. Finally, a
Oh,
transport ship.
transport ship from Weasel. Okay, which this could help a lot. But there is a castle at home. There are TCs at home. Um, you know, we have Lake Cav, we have Halb already researched and ready from Lord Savage. So it could cause some pain, but it's not long-term pain.
Yeah, and we're about to see a crazy exchange. Look at all these halbs in the north against mostly Huthar.
Yeah, this will not be a pretty fight for Weasel. I mean, look at this math. Like we talk about how we talk about the eco numbers for Weasel being advantage, but right now Lord Savage has 100 military on the field compared to Weasel 60.
Yep, and it's gonna be an even bigger lead soon with all these fights going on. Huthar gonna go down really quickly. The few cataphracts that were in there probably gonna be gone too. It's like down to
Yeah.
4 of them.
Oh, even bringing in the fire ships to help in the fight. Panic Castle coming down from Weasel, but that shouldn't go up at this rate.
Shouldn't, but we'll see. Sending a lot more vills.
Oh yeah, that's what makes it a true Panic Castle.
I mean, it's at 60%. It might go up. Yeah, the
Exodus.
score. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say the set's currently at 1-2 advantage Lord Savage.
Yeah, I think this castle's gonna go up. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, but I mean, but there goes a good chunk of vills. And then not to mention 81 military to 18. The eco lead, the 30, 35, 40 vil lead for Weasel is huge, but it starts to matter a lot less when you only have 25 military to 80.
That's for sure. And I mean, cataphracts are great, but not in any mass now. Not gonna do a whole lot.
Uh,
And this castle should
that,
go down here. We do have a elite cannon guy in here for Lord Savage attacking the castle.
yeah, to satisfy the people here, currently the KD is at 700 kills for Weasel, 440 deaths for Weasel.
Yep.
So absolutely brutal so far.
Yeah, the KD is massive. Transport ship is landed though, and we have 8 Hussar here in Lord Savage's base. First time that we've seen military for Weasel on this side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, but 8 Hussar. If there was a stable here, it'd be one thing, but these Hussar won't last too long. Um, Weasel again selling wood for gold. Um, and he's only getting 14. I feel like a lot of players kind of fail to research those market techs when they get into these post-amp situations,
Yeah, I would
which
agree.
could definitely save some gold, definitely earn you more gold long term.
Yeah, but there's Treb here coming forward with an elite cannon galleon, a bunch of halberdier for Lord Savage, doing a good job to push. Unfortunately, the Hussars will get to the wood line here, but Lord Savage has Husker or halberdier headed back to help deal with this.
Now, this is my complaint with Weasel's play, and it has been this whole time. He's not playing to his civ's advantage. There's no advantage in Hussar for Byzantines.
Yeah, no
There's
bloodlines.
still no bloodlines and no discounts, nothing. Still no archery ranges that I can see for Weasel. No halb. He probably doesn't have a halb research. Doesn't have elite skirm research. Doesn't have archer armor. If he was playing halb skirm right now, it'd be very hard for Savage to be coming back the way he is.
Yeah, definitely. Castle being repaired here, Byzantine Castle with 8100 HP on it. Not going to go down very easily.
Yeah, but there's nothing Weasel's going to be able to do about this cannon galleon as long as Savage keeps his water numbers up.
Yeah, fast fire ships in production though.
I, I, this is such a knockout game. It feels though like Weasel wants it to go long. Like researching
Weasel's going for
elite
heavy
cataphracts,
demo.
logistica, paladin. Now he's researching heavy demo. Imagine if he had. I mean, how many thousands of gold has he put into dead end techs? That if he had for this water fight.
Yeah. This is brutally lengthy. I mean, it's really like crazy how long this one's gone on here, and I get why they were laughing about the wood in the back. Weasel's chopped through to the corner and is mad dashing through to the other side here. But man, I mean, Weasel, I think, yeah, it has been a bit of a rough situation because he's not teched into Halb, he hasn't teched into Skirms, he has had very little siege on the board. I mean, all something that could have probably ended this one a little while ago.
Yeah, and oh look at I love Palisade. Why look at these Palisade walls? Look at these Palisade walls from Lord Savage. Oh, I love it. He's recognized that he's lost water, which is really this is a big switch. I mean, Weasel can't afford he I mean, knowing how he spent his gold this game, I wouldn't be surprised, but he shouldn't be going Cannon Galleon on this. But the water control it at least takes some pressure off his shorelines. He's going to have a little bit more flexibility now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we're approaching at 1 hour and 25 minutes now in game time. Oh
Hey,
man.
Exorcist, yeah, he is floating 12,000 food. That's part of the reason I've been complaining he doesn't have Halb and Skirm on the board. That said, he has 40, 50, 60 Hussar, so he's been producing, and he's been close to his pop cap this whole time. So I think it's just excessive number of farmers, but
Yeah, he's only at 60. He was at like
yeah,
80 at one point.
yeah, but the resource advantage for Weasel right now though is for Lord Savage we have less than 1,000 wood and 2,000 food. It compared to 8,000 and 13,000 for Weasel. So
Yep, and relic
this is all
gold
bound
not
about
really.
economy.
Yep, relic gold not really doing any good. All the gold's gone into water for both players, and Weasel only with Cannon Galleon, but with Fast Fire, I think might even be able to clean this up on the shore here. And if Weasel takes out these docks, that's all 3 docks that are remaining
Yeah,
for Lord Savage. Could be a problem.
yeah. Knight, you're 100% right. I think we've commented on that a few times, but just just a very sparse siege in this game has made it so much harder. Yeah, we've seen Lord Savage go for some trebs and get picked off by Hussar. We've seen Weasel go for some trebs that got picked off by Cavalier. I feel like the gold spending in this game has just been so so poorly advised.
Yeah, and I think we need to see a transport here from Weasel with some Vills and some Hussar in this time to
Oh,
actually stay in the eco.
now Weasel did get Cannon Galleon. We know he loves his Cannon Galleon almost as much as he loves his camel. So he's working on taking out castles. He can disrupt this eco, and with he already has a significant eco lead. That might be the key if he can knock Lord Savage's eco on its back.
Yeah, and Weasel, we're not talking about at this very moment your siege predicament. We're talking about the whole game. There's been next to none on the field for either of you. There's a few trebs for both of you, and some elite cannon galleons and cannon galleons. That's it. I feel
Yeah,
like, I mean, obviously Halb is the answer for Weasel and
right.
a lot of his
But but
problems.
but look at this from Lord Savage, massacring farmers, massacring woodcutters here. Weasel's going to clean it up, but lots of Vil losses. We're down to only a 7 Vil lead for Weasel.
Yeah, yep. Took all of the military from Lord Savage there, though. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he's getting to the point where, especially as Res
Oh,
continues to
you
run
know,
out, he's not going to be able to refill
I
that.
don't know how we missed this point of commentary yet. Juicy, why are there no Fatoria up?
Oh,
Fator, see,
that's an excellent point.
yeah, so this feels like, I mean, both players are playing very competitively. It's been very entertaining games, but like it feels like maybe they're maybe game 4 they're running out of steam. Like the gold spending from Weasel has just been weird. The lack of Vittoria from Lord
Oh,
Savage has
can you
been
imagine just two
awful.
Fatorias? Like, just two of them.
This
Oh,
is and this is what I'm getting at. If Weasel, instead of doing what he's doing now, if he went Halbskirm with some siege behind it, he would have already won. If Lord Savage had two Fittori up, he would have already won. But maybe these two just talked beforehand. They're friendly. They've been looking forward to this match. They don't want it to end soon. So they're like, we're gonna
there's
go
some
light.
collusion here, huh?
We're gonna go light Cav Hal v Hussar, just full on for hours.
Yeah, I mean, this is not advised collusion. It's going to be really rough. I mean, cannon galleons are here for Weasel, so hopefully he
Yeah,
can
but
actually
but
use them.
But Lord Savage using that relic gold, using the market to his advantage, he's gotten back
Oh.
on water.
I feel like I don't know how to feel about this game right now. I feel like I want to fast
Yeah.
forward it to the end just to
Oh,
see who wins. Because I feel like
yeah.
until the trees are gone, this is going to keep going.
Giovanni, you're definitely right that 40 less pop in trash fight would matter. But if you had the Vittorias up, you could mix in gold units. If you had the Vittorias up, you would need a few less villagers on wood and food.
Yep.
Um,
Greek
I
Fire just now
Vittori,
completing for Weasel.
yeah, Vittori. See, and they're still researching water techs. I mean, I just, what has water gotten either of these players in the last hour?
Just some elite cannon galleon fire. Cannon galleon fire, that's really it. And
It.
Weasel, that's like is almost his whole queue right now. He's got all these hussars. He's content to sit by his castle. He's just gonna try to force everything off water here.
I mean, it's hard to say. Like we built it. I built this map for this reason. Everything's rangeable by the water. This is the first game we've seen go late and there still be fights on water, and I love it because I think it's a delicate situation. If we look at it right now, neither player has benefited from this water play. It has just been a drain of wood, a drain of gold, a drain of attention. But if either player stops, the other goes full cannon galleons and just wipes up all their production, all their
Yeah,
castles.
yeah, it's to the point where they
So
have to fight over it.
and water is brutal because there are no trash units.
Yeah.
It's all gold. This is such an ugly game. Like, I'm
No.
loving this map more than ever right now.
I saw all these building foundations for Weasel. They're just stables. They're more stables.
More stables. What? Weasel, please, for the love of God, give us some barracks. Give us some archery ranges. You can win this game.
Alright, so just for a point of reference, guys, Weasel's down to 6k food, 6k wood. He almost had 17, 18k of each at one point.
Yeah, Halbskirm here would end this game. Vittoria's would end this game. Like at this point, even Lord Savage having to sell a ton of wood and ton of gold to get the ton of wood and ton of food to get the gold, to buy stone to build Vittoria would probably still be worth it.
Yeah, the good thing for Weasel is finally though Siege. Oh, and we see a Siege workshop coming for Lord
Um,
Savage.
so the official response from Team Weasel is, Halbskirm overrated. Me only no horse.
Yep.
Um, so the incredible thing here is, excluding the gold bonus that the Portuguese have, neither player is playing to their civ's strengths.
This is true.
Like, why pick Byzantines and be in a post-gold, post-imp brawl playing Hussar?
Yeah.
Like, I just only Weasel. Like, yeah, maybe Weasel doesn't realize. How does Somehow Weasel got Logistica. He got elite. Cataphract, but
Cataphract.
he forgot that he's playing Byzantines. He thinks he's over here. He thinks he's Magyars. He thinks he's Berbers. He thinks he's God knows what. Anything but Byzantines.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it. Only Weasel. Only Weasel. I love it.
finally there's a bombard cannon on the field as Lord Savage produces one. Probably the most expensive unit you could even create anytime, but at this time, even worse.
Now,
We need to
now
see
the thing is,
a landing or something here to break them
only
down.
yeah. Now, only one dock here for Weasel, or sorry, for Lord Savage. Solid water lead with 3 cannon galleons from Weasel. Production buildings will go down. The longer, it's almost impossible for Lord Savage to get back on water at this point.
Oh, it has to be, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have the gold. He doesn't have the land control. This could be the deciding factor in this game. But even if it is, how long is it going to take 3, 4, 5 cannon galleons to clear up this eco, to clear up this production? It's going to be forever.
Well, and there goes Lord Savage back onto water in the north. So even longer. Weasel does have some Hussar produced down here. Maybe he's gonna try to transport again.
Yeah, but I mean, how many hundreds of Hussar has he thrown into the spears of Halbs? Like, just jumping on the Halbs, like.
Yep.
At this point, if this game were realistic, there would be a wall of horse corpses so large that fucking Lord Savage could never hope to get through.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, assuming that Weasel wins this game, we still have a game 5 to go to.
Yeah, and so we how about what do you think, speed 2 or speed 3?
I think we just speed 3 this one.
Okay, let's at least sync it up. You tell me when you're ready to click the button.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, fast
Okay.
casting. We'll see what happens here, guys. I just feel like we're gonna sit here for another hour, and it's not gonna change. Need transport ships or something.
Yeah, Cal Zero, you're 100% right. Like, this is the kind of game that if my wife ever knew that I sometimes played games like this, she would think much less of me.
Yes. Hussar are
It's
dying
so brutal.
everywhere.
This is the thing, though. We were talking about Weasel having spent up his food. He's up to 11,000 food again.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
the
crazy.
Hussar play is just. I'm trying to be polite, but the Hussar play is kind of stupid. It's incredibly stupid.
It is entirely
because-
stupid.
Yeah, it's 100% stupid because of how Skirm would be so much better.
Oh, finally there's Halbs in the eco. Oh, thank God. Or not Halbs, Hussar. Weasel's
yeah,
gonna win
Hussar-
this with Hussar raids.
Hussar landing again. Yeah, the TC's gone. So the water play, and it's what we talked about earlier. Is as soon as as soon as the water, as soon as water was lost, it decided the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Because
absolutely.
look at all these TCs are down, castles are down, production's going down. Huge advantage Weasel. If the score is at 11,000 point advantage. But can you imagine playing this? We're already up to 2 hours in game, and
Yep.
the game is far from over. Like, solid advantage Weasel, huge eco. Actually, 22 vills for Lord Savage. So
Yeah, that raid did a lot.
it would make
These
sense.
Hussar though are all dying to Halb. All of them. The KD got so much closer in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense right now for. If in Lord Savage's position with 20-some vills, you'd be tempted to resign, but you know that Weasel's not in a much better position.
Oh, I mean, he's in a much better position by the score, and you're losing more. And more
Lord
positions.
Savage calling out that there's a Cavalier switch coming up, which
I know, I
So
see that. It's just
what the?
frightening.
I mean, Weasel. That can't be Weasel. Weasel has Paladin already, so no Cavalier switch for him. So it's some kind of desperate move.
Weasel
Still,
stealing the farms.
I mean, and honestly, with the way this wood's going away, for the love of God, man, build a lumber mill. But
I think we just need to see
a
Lord
lumber
Savage
camp.
call the GG, honestly, now. This
But
is
this
an
is the thing.
insane
It's
match. I mean,
the water can only do so much.
yeah,
Halb beats Husser long term. The longer this goes on, the better for Lord Savage. I mean, because Weasel has made it very clear that he is committed to this comp. He will not do anything other than Husser,
yep.
no matter how ill-advised it is. So the longer it goes on, the better that those Halbs are.
Yeah, I mean, finally a siege ram was on the field down here in the south, but somehow cleaning that up. So I'm glad we
But
chose to
Weasel,
fast forward this one, honestly.
yeah, I mean,
Weasel
we've already talked
stonewalling.
about everything there is to talk about. We could cast this for another 3 hours, and all we keep doing is saying, why the hell did Weasel spend so much gold on cataphracts and elite cataphract? We'd say it 1,000 times.
Yeah, I think
Um,
full Halb ram push would have been very much
now,
advised.
how Skirm from Weasel, and this would have never happened. Victorious from Lord Savage, and this never
Where's
would
the
have happened.
Cavalier? They're Cavalier on the map for Lord Savage.
I mean, he's not on water anymore. He's what? Why not? I mean, you need something to go with your Halb. Halb to hold the front and Cavalier to raid, perhaps.
Yeah, Savage is rebooming. He's back up to 40 something vills. God.
Oh yeah, yeah. Exorcist. I'm not saying Elite Kata is fine, isn't bad or anything, but he put so much. He got Logistica. He got Elite Cataphract. He built like 30 of them and lost them all, and then was out of gold. He also got Paladin after he was out of gold. Like I think he sold. He had to have sold wood to buy Paladin, which made no sense.
Yeah. Oh no, the Halber on stand ground.
Oh, and this has been hurting Lord Savage. His use of stand ground killed a bunch of his ships earlier. I definitely would advise staying away from stand ground, especially on melee units.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
Cannon. Oh, two bombard cannons going down to Husser. I mean,
yeah. I mean, this one is so long. We fast forward this starting at like what 140, 130, and we're already up to 220 in game time. That's just nuts. And honestly,
yeah,
like you said, it's just the stubbornness that Weasel has here, not tech switching.
yeah. I mean, proper comp. Weasel wins this a lot easier.
Yeah, if there were Fatoria, that would have been a different story. Yeah, you and your housing strat. I don't think that's what we're looking for in this position at the moment.
It's not.
valid,
Yeah, the
but
thing is Lord Savage hasn't had the res or their production to be popped anyway. Weasel has to take out another, dozen houses before it matters.
Yep. Jesus. I mean, there's not much that can be said now. Like, I'm really just like at a loss for when this is gonna end.
Big moves here. Weasel finally has been making some more lumber camps, so finally worrying a little bit about efficiency.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and the crazy part is the KD is gonna be pretty even at the end.
Yeah, I mean, Weasel. We can't. No one can imagine playing this crap show because I don't think anyone in chat, anyone casting here, would go full Byzantine Husser.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that all you want to, but all it takes is a tech switch and you're good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, exactly. Like, imagine playing it. Well, I imagine picking Halb and Skirm and cleaning this up 2 hours earlier.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Lord Savage is actually starting to push this.
He is. Like.
I mean, he's dying at the same time, but he's actually pushing.
Yeah, the siege has been difficult, but like, I mean, tons of Halb. That's a big, massive cav for the gold situation on this map. It's just unfortunate. I think the treads got cleaned up there. It's so fast, it's hard to tell.
Yep.
Um,
Pikeman upgrade finally. I just saw it come in for Weasel.
Pikemen. Oh, wow. Wow, Weasel.
Finally.
Wow. Pikemen, 2 hours, 28 minutes in. It's Byzantines, post gold. Here's the thing: is this game right now is all about siege. Weasel has siege on the water, so
Yep.
he's able to dominate a big chunk of the land. And any siege that Lord Savage builds gets sniped by Husser.
Oh my god, was there a
So
pause? Did you guys
there
pause
was
this?
they paused to pee. They said it earlier. They needed a
Oh
fucking
no.
intermission.
Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal. Wow. I can't believe this is still going on. 24 vills here for Lord Savage.
I mean, more. Once again, 2 more trebs coming forward. They were attacked by Hustler, but they're okay. So Lord Savage still has a little bit of a push. He's cleaned up a castle. He's got Halbs. He's got Cavalier. 1 treb goes down. The other's pretty safe though. He's taking out production. This isn't.
What
You know,
time are you at?
I'm at 20. Oh, you're way ahead of me. Why is yours so much faster?
I don't know.
That's weird. Okay, I'm way behind you. Even though I'm on fastest speed too.
Yeah, this is going on a 3-hour in-game time. Savage's res are nothing. He's at the limit, really. I mean, it's definitely over. He's been letting Elite Cannon Guy in just attack vills on his only wood line remaining there that he's chopping wood from. Like,
Yeah, it's incredible for Weasel actually have cleared up one of the wood piles, and it looks like he might even have time to clear up both of the main wood
oh
piles.
my god.
The, I of all the things I expected in this tournament, I did not expect a map where running out of wood would be a serious possibility.
Yeah, and I mean, the wood is almost gone on this map. A few small trees and then this one area over here for Weasel, but I bet you felt exhausted after an hour and a half game. I can't believe, and they have to play another. A Fatoria! We finally have a Fatoria.
Oh, that's only 2.5 hours too late.
We made the right choice. We made the right choice. 100%. Don't have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we could have had a lot of fun talking about how bad this game was played. But I don't know if I would have wanted to do it for another hour or another 2 hours.
Oh yeah, and finally we had some camels come into the play here for Weasel, so cleaning up the mass that's left. Weasel just, no siege that can take anything out here. Res, though, finally going to be completely limited now, so... Jeez. Well, endless pain is right. Over 3 hours in game time. We fast forward for the last... There's a 105 for Weasel. But, yeah, I think no one wants to play a game this long.
Yeah, just no Vills.
Oh,
Like,
GG.
I mean, and honestly, at this point, I feel like if I were in Lord Savage's positions, I'd make him fucking defeat me. Like, this has been too long and too brutal. Make him earn it all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame Lord Savage for just continuing to play. I mean, he was doing just fine. Look at the KD at the end here. Let's look at the statistics, guys. This is ugly statistics. 3 hours and 5 minutes in game time. Weasel killed 198 buildings. The KD, Lord Savage had the win there. 21, 54 kills, 2,027 deaths.
I mean, ultimately, I'm looking at this timeline. This game was decided at 1 hour 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And Weasel's Hustler raid killed off 2/3 of Lord Savage's eco.
Yeah.
That's when the game switched and became an inevitable Weasel win.
Well, we have a game 5 to cast still. So we're going to jump right in. No delays.
Are we?
Yeah, I am. If you have to go, you have to go.
No, I don't have to go. I thought we were going to catch our breath there.
No, we're going to
Okay.
catch our breath in the Dark Age.
Okay. So we go to game 5 for the
Best
first
of
time.
5 Exorcist, thank God.
Thank God. Oh God, we're gonna have to. Yeah. Whew. Best of 5. this is Lord Savage's second home map, so advantage should be on him, right? He's on the map he wanted.
Yep, Dry Lake coming into play here, and it's Italians versus Sicilians. I need to pause. I forgot what to do here because I'm just so distraught over that last game. I'm at 17 seconds, Hitch.
All right, we're loading up.
Yeah. Sicilians for Weasel against Italians. I guess it's probably one of the better matchups for Sicilians. A little awkward, I think, but we'll see how this plays out.
Sorry, we had a little bit of a hiccup on my end. We're coming back up though.
There was a restart. You didn't send me a restart, so you better send me one if there's an actual reset start and this wasn't the correct one. You hate both civs, Geo. I think Italians are great in situations. I'm not sure I like them on this map, though.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe that's just a drafting error. Maybe that's a what was picked on what map kind of a thing.
Yeah. Where you at, Hitch?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go when you are.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, a fresh game, a map with no water on it. I didn't think I'd ever be happier to see less water on a map, but here we go. Game 5, winner take all. Moving on to the semifinals here. And Weasel says much better. Yeah, I bet. So
I think it's
Italians.
about to restart. So apparently a crocodile spawned on top of a villager.
That's even better. I would have loved to have seen that. But nonetheless, restart in and all. With this map, should be fairly interesting to see what happens here. What do you think about the Civ matchup here? Italians obviously been around for quite some time. Very good, like them a lot. But Weasel with Sicilians, he seems to love them. What do you think about this choice here?
I mean, Sicilians. I still feel like they haven't been figured out all the way. I mean, where they're going to end up long term. I think there are civs that can throw some players off in the mid game. Like the bonus damage reduction can make a lot of fights go in ways you're not expecting. If Weasel's able to take advantage of throwing some of Lord Savage's choices off balance, maybe it'll work. But I gotta agree overall here. It's Italians, Sicilians. I don't love either on Dry Lake, but there weren't many options left.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, I'll pull it up. We'll continue to cast at the same time, but I'll pull up the draft here. So Italians are in this one. Portuguese get the loss the last game, and Byzantines with the win. It was either Malians or Sicilians here for Weasel, and the other choice left available was Celts for Lord Savage. So, guess
I mean,
Celts would have been ideal, I feel like, on this map, but
yeah, I feel like Celts and Malians I'd both prefer over these civs for this map, but I mean, Italians, Sicilians, both, they both have both have good options here. I don't think either is a great pick for this map, but I mean, they're not the end of the world. I mean, it's not like
yeah, the biggest bonus that I can see for Italians here is being able to click up at a discounted price could really be coming into play during the early stages of each age, especially if they're the player that's up first. If you can get crossbow first and take a good fight, for example, it's going to be quite good. Same going into Arbalest, into Imperial Age. You know, those little timings are what really make Italians stand out on land to me. I guess Genbo also being a nice selection, but I definitely agree with chat. Celts more ideal, Malians more ideal. Lord Savage has not played Celts often though. It was his random pick. Yeah, I remember you guys saying that, so it's a little unfortunate for you there, but and Weasel gets attacked by the elephant or the crocodile anyways, so and he's gonna lose it, isn't he? Could be close. No, he turns. Weasel loses one to that anyways.
that's beautiful. I mean, I don't know that we've got a single Vil lost to a predator yet in this tournament. So, if that's accurate, then big first for Weasel.
Genbo gets bonus damage against Cav. I'm not specifically saying it's good in this
Yeah,
matchup,
but
but I'm saying what I
exactly.
like about Italians on land maps. Faster uptimes could create a nice couple areas to gain some momentum, and Genbo being very good in, say, arena maps, for example, very good. But yeah, just wanted to ask. Yeah, I'm not that tired, Weasel. But this matchup wouldn't expect to see Genbo at all. I think
Yeah.
archers
Well,
probably.
and the thing is, even if Weasel does go Cav, and he does, like, the crossbow will be less effective than you're used to.
That's true. Sicilians with that bonus damage thing is a little bit of a mysterious uh, tech still for them. Like, it's like a probably really good bonus. It just feels we haven't seen that really worked out too much. I know I've seen a few videos on it with Spirit of the Law and such, but I think he was mainly comparing each unit to its similar unit at the time. I don't remember. It's been so long now, but nonetheless, I don't like either Civ here still. I would much rather see Celts versus Malians. But, that said, I
Hey, I
can
mean,
respect Lord Savage's decision
yeah,
to go with a
Lord
Civ he knows
Savage,
better.
exactly. It's the thing is, they're not bad civs. I would prefer the others, but these are both respectable civs, and we'll see what they can make them do on this map.
Yeah.
But we got to remember here though is from the game we just watched, we know that Lord Savage and Weasel are not above doing things in an perhaps unorthodox way, or perhaps a maybe less efficient way sometimes. So these guys are having fun, So they built their cannon galleons, which we all wanted to do as children. So maybe they both had such a good game. They loved that 3 hour match so much that they don't really care what happens here.
Oh, I can't imagine. I'd be exhausted. I've played one.
I'm gonna be yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest. I was watching that rec channel and today, and I kept getting more and more concerned as the day get on. I was like,
I
where the
know.
hell are Weasel's Rex? What is going on? Where are Weasel and Lord Savage's Rex? Because I was expecting them hours and hours before I saw them.
Well, and BBB and Poindexter, I believe, played an hour later as a start time, and their Rex came in like 2 hours earlier. So I was definitely concerned about it as well. I actually messaged Weasel and I'm like, "Are you guys playing your games?" And he's like, "Yep, playing them right now." I'm like, "Oh shit." Um, well, we know why now. A 3-hour, 5-minute Arena Cove game. But what I was gonna say is I've played in one best of 7 that went pretty lengthy. It only went to 6 games, and I was exhausted after that, and I didn't have any game that went that late. So I can't imagine how these guys are feeling right now playing in this game. I mean, that said, it's been a hell of a set, man. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
very competitive.
I feel like that Battlegrounds game was like forever ago. And it was like, what, 3 hours ago at this point? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
crazy sets. Uh, as far as the game right now, guys, Civ, we've talked about the Civs. As far as the eco, it's pretty much even down the middle right now. Scouts are going to be the play for Weasel here, and Scouts for Lord Savage as well. Not walled up completely here for Lord Savage, but Weasel is walled. Just have to wait and see what happens.
Now we've seen a lot of dry lakes. The people like this map. It's aggressive map. It's an open map. I feel like a lot of your players who do a lot of Arabia, a lot of that kind of style, adapt to this map pretty well. That said, I think the defining factor for who wins in these games has been who goes out in the middle, or who goes out to the rings and secures additional resources.
Yeah. Lord Savage saying he couldn't wall in the terrain here. Yeah, I think he can wall in this cracked terrain, but this does seem like a. It looks like
Yeah,
the sandy terrain for like the hill kind of came down there. That might be something we'll have to look at, or have
yeah. I
Katos
mean,
look at. But
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. We had some communication on it. It seems like it didn't end up being a deciding factor from what I gathered, but um, it is unusual. I'll have to edit the terrain on Weasel on Kato's map, which I don't
Oh,
love. Oh, actually, they might matter if these scouts come right in. Oh
they
wait, they're
came right in
already left.
on the on-walled palisade, and actually Weasel gonna take the fight pretty well here against the spearmen with that bonus damage going down. But all those would have died if they were regular scouts.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it still didn't come out amazing for him fighting against the Civs, but that's the kind of fight that in any other Civ you win much more handily than that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we haven't seen worked out yet, and I honestly haven't played Sicilians, but maybe once, so I have not been playing much at all lately. But Sicilians definitely a civ. That's going to be interesting to watch how they develop it. I think both players still fairly equal. Lord Savage down by about 2 Ville and a half. But Weasel pressuring decently, but Lord Savage also on the other side. I don't know if there's a hole behind the palisade and the blacksmith there.
No, no, it's not. Oh,
Right.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
Right.
it's hard to say. I think he's safe, but we'll
Yeah.
find out.
Weasel thought there might be as well. He's quick-walled it himself, so I don't feel bad for thinking it might have been one. But Weasel is sitting at pretty good economy. A lot more convincing with the economy right now than Lord Savage has. But Lord Savage has Wheelbarrow on its way. Sicilians, Pike against Scouts, still not a great fight for the Scouts. So, not going to look too good here as Lord Savage will just have to turn and run. So, late game compositions here. I feel like we're going to see, at least I think we're going to see Arbalest for Lord Savage.
Yeah.
But I don't think Weasel's going to go into Arbalest. I think he's going to go
Yeah.
Skirm, and I think we're going to see some kind of wacky Sergeant play.
That's definitely an option. Or maybe Skirm in Cav. You know, Cavalier. Um.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I think Italians it's pretty straightforward to go for Arb here.
yep.
I think doing anything too fancy or too crazy probably won't pay off. So the real question is how does Weasel handle that? I think Weasel's ideal scenario is winning in Castle or early Imp, whenever the oddities introduced by that bonus damage is still relevant. I think
Yeah.
the later it goes, the less appealing Sicilians look to me, but I don't play them either, so.
Yeah, it's definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye on here. And Weasel did use this one scout and hit a palisade wall. Again, not sure if there's a hole between the house and the palisade wall there, or in the stable. But Cathlage about to be in here for Weasel since he's been able to sit at home and boom pretty nicely here. Lord
Yeah,
Savage a little bit short on the gold. Not going to be able to click just yet.
yeah, exactly. Lord Savage is not clicked up yet. It's quite a bit of advantage for Weasel. Forging's coming in. Um, I'd expect to see Knight, maybe? No? Yeah, Knight's second stable coming up, so Weasel has a real window here with a 2 minute, more than 2 minute lead on Cathlage to get some Knights forward and do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, town center position's not bad here for Weasel. Gonna be able to get that 2 tiles gold here. Some hunt nearby on a wood line, so I don't mind this whatsoever. That third town center though, a little bit more interesting for Weasel. Interesting that he's going into boom approach while producing out of 2 stables. We'll see if he can secure everything. Funky, the score line is 2-2, and you just missed a 3-hour, 5-minute banger. You'll have to rewatch every minute of it, sir.
Yeah, you can rewatch every minute because we fast forwarded, so it's not so bad. Yeah, I like. I mean, getting more eco is always good. I think though that third TC, rather than that awkward wood line up on the hill somewhere, there's some gold he could have secured, some wood he could have secured.
Yeah, I feel like expanding out of the lake bed itself would have been a much better option with the third town center. But I mean, it's obviously he's trying to keep his eco close to home, keep it safe. So I don't mind this. He's even putting some house walls up on the right-hand side there to force his opponent to have to run around. But the Knights are taking extremely, extremely good engagements right now. Archer's going down like crazy. Scout's gonna die. All the pikes or spearmen went down. Weasel looking to be in a very commanding position here with the early Castle Age. Very little military on the field here for both, but I mean, Knights are definitely going to be better. Pikemen are in now for our Italian player here, but definitely the longest set yet. We're 3 hours and 25 minutes into the cast.
I love you too, Knight.
Yeah, that was a hell of a match on that Arena Cove game. We won't spoil anymore, Funky. You just go watch it, Funky. Let us know what you think.
I mean, hey,
Knights.
stay here for the finale first. But,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Knight's about to
It,
bust through here.
Funky, you've played with Weasel. You have to at least skim through that game, just because you know Weasel.
Obligated. Odd that we're going Archer production with a no crossbow upgrade here for Lord Savage.
Yeah, I mean, with 5, 6 knights in, archers aren't going to be able to do much here.
Yeah, I feel like the fatigue may be really getting to Lord Savage in this game. He's already down by a significant villager margin. Lots of idle time coming in here.
Yeah,
Looking very
definitely.
rough.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, Italians in a tough position here to counter. Especially this is though the Sicilian bonus actually paying off because pikes all over the place here, but with 6 knights in that bonus, they are not performing the way you expect them to perform.
Yeah, kind of awkward. I mean, he does have what +2 defense, and he has what forging at least. So knights,
Yeah,
more knights going to be coming into the back here. And yeah,
I
I mean,
mean, it's looking bad for Savage. 39 vills to 66, 7 military to 13, and these pike numbers are building up, and they may be Sicilian knights, but pikes are still pikes. So Weasel can't sustain this forever. But the eco lead and the time that he's buying with this boom could make the difference going forward.
oh yeah, I mean this boom is really starting to become concerning here. I mean, if Lord Savage doesn't get at least a second town center down and have some breathing room to produce, I think
Yeah, but he
gonna be in trouble.
doesn't even have the stone. We may have missed it, but it seems he sold it for gold at some point.
Yeah.
So no stone for a second TC. Lots of idle vills. Like we are only 30 minutes in this game, and Lord Savage is up to 1 hour of idle eco time compared to Weasel's 9 minutes. So
Yep. And Weasel has
definitely,
700 stone. I think we're gonna see a forward castle.
yeah. And Lord Savage buying stone to presumably get a TC up, but yeah, forward castle foundation coming down for Weasel.
Yep, right on the
This is
production buildings.
exactly what you want to see in this position is you have this eco lead, you have to turn it into something now. Like don't give him a chance to catch up after you just did so much damage.
Yeah, and really unfortunate. With Sicilians, I feel like one of their biggest weaknesses is getting tower rushed, being forced to respond with a donjon. And on this map,
Yeah,
I feel like that could have been extremely good. Knights in the south come through at overchop. More knights going to be coming in the back on the unwallable terrain here. But I think this
right.
game is has been over for at least in the last few minutes.
Yeah, the issue with that wall is frustrating, and I'll have to investigate this map and see what I can do about it. But it definitely did not decide the outcome of this game.
I agree. And more villas are going to go down here. The villager lead now super, super large. And with that forward castle, No sergeants yet. Wouldn't be surprising if Weasel decides to throw some petards in there just for
Yeah,
Weasel being Weasel. But
yeah, style points at this point.
yep, scouts also being produced. Weasel's just trying to produce whatever he can. He's got 2k gold in the bank.
Yeah, Giovanni, you're 100% right. Weasel is definitely the type of person who would pick Sicilians just because he likes to fight pikes with knights, just
Oh,
because
I
it's
bet he
funny.
does. I bet that's why. I almost
And as
guarantee it.
and as Weasel said last game, me only know horse.
Yeah.
So there will be no sergeants here. This is going to be full
There's
knight play, full
sergeants.
cavalier.
One is attacking in
Oh,
archery
okay,
range.
okay. Well, Weasel apparently lied, and he knows other than horses. So
Weasel's
I've got
just
to say,
producing
I
whatever
think
he
less of
can.
him now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the town centers are coming up now, as Lord Savage is trying to put down his third. But the
Yeah,
vast lead here that Weasel's gotten himself into, I mean, once these military buildings go down in the front, I mean, Weasel could honestly buy food and go to Imp right now.
yeah. And he it's not going to be long with 10 on stone before he has another castle to drop on Savage, and um with 33 vills to 96 vills, it's just damn near impossible to come back from this. It's good to get the TCs up, but you don't have any control. You hardly have any military on the field. Wheel's been untouched. It's just um, the early scout raids, the early night raids just did incredible damage and
Well,
bought
Knights
Weasel so
run
much
under the
time.
TC into the base. Scouts on the other side ran in on the overchop. Weasel.
And that's the pain of this map is it's so open. It's difficult to map, and even if you do, sorry, difficult to wall, and even if you do, hard to keep the walls full with the wood lines. And all right, the GG.
GG's. Weasel wins game 5. Going to be moving on to the semifinals to play against, was it Randy Panda, who has some revenge to exact on Weasel, from what I hear. So,
Yes, so Randy Panda, member of the Art of War, right? Or
ah,
no, they were just no, they were just
they're
friends.
not. Yeah, just
No,
friends.
it's the other one. Okay, so yeah, so his friend, he had a friend that was knocked out by Weasel in the first round. So
Yep. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. But obviously, I feel like fatigue played a big part in this one here for Lord Savage, and I can't blame him after that last one. Uh,
yeah, well played. I mean, both players put up a hell of a set there. I mean, say what that
yeah.
last game. That last game defines the series. And you talk about fatigue, and I do think the fatigue matters. Like you look at how Lord Savage played games 1, 2, and 3 compared to how he just played this, and the Civ's obviously unfortunate. Unfortunate that he got a random on the Celts, and lots of unfortunate. But yeah, I think fatigue probably mattered. I mean, maybe he'll chime in. Maybe he's asleep, but
yeah.
fatigue is a big part. And the thing is that game didn't have to play. There are games that go to 3 hours because they're even games and both players are playing optimally, and it takes that long to decide. I feel like either player could have ended that earlier if they had 5 minutes to step back and reevaluate what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great set. Probably
I
the closest set of the series. And for
yeah
this to be a quarterfinal matchup, I am excited to watch the semifinals. Like,
yeah
we still have another quarterfinal to cast, actually, so that'll be tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. Be BBB versus Poindexter for those interested in watching that.
yeah. And a reminder to those out here, the higher brackets are still signing up. So if you or your friends are above 1200 elo, there's still time to sign up. So we'd love to have you there.
Yeah, absolutely. And same map pool and everything, so you could really learn a few things watching how these games play out, and maybe get some tendencies as far as the maps go. But
Yeah, and so Randy Panda looking for revenge for X who played Weasel previously, and I think Randy's got to be ready. Make sure his calendar is clear on that day, and make
make
sure
sure the calendar
he's
is
ready for a
clear.
fight.
Yeah, but GG's to you both. If you guys want to avoid any spoilers, I am going to pull up the bracket now, so please look away as it's here now. And we have a 3-2 victory for Weasel.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. Very competitive game. So, um, going into the next round, Weasel's definitely fought hard to earn that spot. Um, versus Randy Panda, kind of, he swept Krinsky, so we'll see how he stacks up. He hasn't had Randy Panda hasn't had a strong opponent yet, so it'll be fun to see where that goes.
Yeah. But, guys, it's going to do it for us tonight. So glad we fast forwarded that Arena Cove game, Hitch. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a ton of fun. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m., Poindexter versus BBB. See who Crispy Honest will play in the semifinal. So, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been great. Have a good night. Get some sleep. See you guys tomorrow. Hitch, thank you again.
Yep. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Later.
See you next time.